Hi. Welcome to the next thing that we're doing for charity. If you haven't been here all day or Greater Restoration is doing charity for the Trevor Project. Right now, we are currently about 2/3 of the way to our goal. And yeah, I guess we're just gonna jump into D&D because that's why everybody's here. So I'm Kayla. I'll be the dungeon master. You can also find me on the Cody, what's the name of the channel that we do? Dispel Logic on Sunday nights.
Yep, Logic Sunday nights, and then Fates and Fables on Tuesdays.
Thank you. Sorry, my mind went completely blank. But we can plug. We can do links and stuff later, closer to the end of the game. But right now, I will introduce you all to my lovely players. Or I guess you guys are going to introduce yourself. If you could just say your name and then who you will be playing during the game, and then we'll do the character descriptions once we actually enter the world that we're going to be playing in. So we'll just start with Kitty, because yes, because you are first on the stream. Go for it.
Hey everybody, I am Kitty. I'm going to be playing Faye, the High Elf, who is a gunslinger and loves explosives a lot. She has her own lab. So, yeah, I'll do all my plugging at the end.
Okay. Next we have... I'm so bad with names. Pure One?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm Pure One. I'm playing Goromi-chan, former Yakuza who's out trying to find her former best friend who faked his own death, she's pretty sure. And while she's at it, might as well cause some mayhem. I have nothing to plug.
All right. Mark.
Oh, you caught me off guard.
Sorry.
My name is Mark. I am playing Kenny. Kenny is a half-elf rogue who was previously a private investigator, but was contacted for his unique talents for this particular job.
Very nice,
And
very nice.
I don't have anything in particular that I'll plug right now, maybe at the end.
Okay. Fairbear.
Hi, I'm Fair. I will also plug at the end. Today I am playing Jasper Bloodstone, an Earth Genasi rogue. They are a thief and a forger, and if you ever need counterfeit money or even money laundered, I'm the guy you come to.
I love it. And last but not least, Cody.
Hey, I'm Cody, also known as Zorothar, playing Vince Croc tonight. If you have a thing you need to do with an explosive thing, a sneaky thing, or just a weird thing, use the one you call. And as Becky mentioned, I do play in 2 other streams throughout the week. On Sunday nights, I play in Dispel Logic on Ages Past, and on Tuesdays, I play in Fates and Fables on the Gear Hearts Rising podcast.
Okay. All right. So with all of that out of the way, we will go ahead and dive in to this afternoon's game. So I'd like to invite you all to join me in a classic modern setting, but with more of the aesthetic of kind of 1920s mob gangster sort of vibe, very noir. So my lovely players here will be playing characters that are part of the Mucherny family, one of the most controlling families of the large sprawling metropolis of Delgai. So, they have a pretty decent section and control a very large portion of the more ritzier slums. Mind you, they're not in control of very rich or wealthy areas, because those areas are a little bit harder to control and, but on the upscale of the shady side. The Mucherny family has had a rich and interesting past, long holding their streets and upholding their reputation as fearsome, as dedicated to each other, and as loyal servants to their boss, whoever that may be at the time. Their biggest rival is the Dagano family. And recently there was a little bit of a falling out with the Dagano family. One of their sons went missing and turned up in the Mucherny areas, on the Mucherny streets, dead. So kind of expecting some things to blow out, but things have been relatively quiet, and that was about 2 or 3 months ago. So still on high alert, but slowly becoming more comfortable in their normal routine. Each of the characters were approached by a very tall Goliath male, bald head, always wears like a very nice suit with a golden tie. He is known as the boss's right hand, Gordo. So Gordo approached each of you individually and delivered you a letter that was stamped with the boss's insignia, sealed with wax. And upon opening it, you found that you were called to the boss's chambers on the morning where we will begin. Fairly overcast and gloomy morning. You can hear rain kind of spattering against the windows in the boss's waiting room. You're currently standing outside of his office in sort of a dark lobby area with a maroon carpet, very dark wooden walls, beams that support a high ceiling, and in front of you, the boss's door. A wooden door made of heavy oak with a large brass knob and large brass knocker at the top. Currently waiting for Gordo to step outside and invite you into his chambers. So the Mucherny family is a relatively large family in this area. So while you may have seen each other and kind of cross paths a little bit, none of you have ever worked with each other before. So all of you kind of take a moment and look around the room, try to kind of size each other up, figure out who each other is. So we will go ahead and Faye, please describe your character.
Okay, Faye is a 5'8" elf with porcelain skin and I would say icy blue hair. She's currently decked out with a long jacket with many pockets that is of this rich brown color. You can probably notice there's little spots of like dark powder, probably gunpowder, some type of stain. She's wearing a clean t-shirt with jeans, and you can kind of see a pistol on her right hip.
Very
And
nice.
she's looking like she does not want to be there right now.
Okay. Next on the list we have Jeromy. Am I saying, is it Jeromy or Goromi? I
Goromi.
should have asked. Goromi. Okay, so Goromi, please describe yourself.
Goromi is a short goblin. Kind of, if there's anything to just kind of lounge on, kind of lounging in the most unladylike fashion, but dressed for what one would normally think would be dressed for a night out. Only has one eye. The other eye was lost under mysterious circumstances, and is basically looking as bored as possible with this whole endeavor, but is secretly ready to spring into action at any moment.
Excellent. Next we have Kenny.
Kenny is a 5'9", 32-year-old half elf, so young for an elf, but middle-aged for a human. Gray eyes, weighs about 155 pounds, slight of build. And in his particular case, he's simply sitting, looking around at everyone in the room, wondering what the hell he's doing with his life. And how he's going to get out of this one, and why he said yes.
And next we have Jasper.
Jasper is about 6 foot flat. They are kind of standing towards the back, somewhere in like a shadowy-ish area, just kind of observing the group. They have dark skin, dark eyes. Their hair is a frohawk, so it's like, yeah, shaved sides.
Love it.
When the light catches their skin, it almost seems to glimmer, like there's like gemstones embedded in them, but like dust of gemstones, you know, of all different colors. They're quiet. but every now and again, if you're watching them, you kind of see their head cocked to the side like they're listening to something, and then they'll chuckle or just like kind of make like a grunt or nod in agreement of some kind.
All right. And Vince.
Okay, so Vince, he's standing around tapping his foot impatiently, just staring at that door, waiting. He's covered in a large, for him, he's a kobold after all, about hulking 3'4.5". The half is important. Form obscuring cloak, from which multiple strange devices hang on attached belts. Oftentimes, he can be seen just kind of scowling out from a deep hood, shaped much like a manta ray's head. If he has ever caught with the hood down, he bears markings more reminiscent of a snake than most kobolds would, and is almost entirely patterned in shades of gray, except for his startlingly intelligent yellow eyes. On this cloak and underneath of it, and what looks to be a very if you're familiar with the style of tech gear, a very tech gear inspired outfit. There are many pockets that obscure most of what he's carrying, but prominently displayed on his hip at all times is his pride and joy, his so-called boomstick. It's a wand with numerous archaic carvings covering a wooden exterior, and what looks like a syringe, securely but also somehow haphazardly tacked into the hilt. But outside of that, it just looks like a standard novelty wand, like something you would get from like a Harry Potter fan at a convention.
Perfect. So this
Amazing.
very eclectic and very talented, very skilled group of individuals are currently standing around each other, kind of sizing each other up, reminiscing on the rumors that you may have heard kind of whispered amongst your colleagues about these various individuals and their skills. And eventually you hear the sound of a lock being shifted, and the door kind of, with the swift motion, creaks open very quickly, and you see Gordo standing there, again, wearing his stereotypical, very dark suit with a golden tie, and in a very Gordo-like fashion. Without saying a word, he just kind of steps aside and motions for you all to enter a very dark and dimly lit interior chamber.
Ah, finally! And Vince just strides in right quick.
All right.
I'm watching as everyone else goes. I'm gonna be the last man in the room.
Okay.
Oh, because Goromi was also going to try to be the last person in the room, so I guess it's just going to be one of those things where we stand there deferring to each other.
There's gonna be awkward stares. I'm just gonna look at you. It's a solid stare.
Okay, let's look at you.
Expressionless.
Goromi does not feel like having time for this. Goromi will wander in first and pretend
follow
like
after.
that was always the plan.
I go after.
All right, so one by one, you all enter the very dimly lit interior chamber of the boss's private business quarters.
So I guess I actually was the last one in.
you were the most patient to say you enter. And with a heavy thud, the solid oak door is closed behind you, making the light that had come flooding in through the hallway suddenly be shut off. And your eyes kind of take a minute to adjust. And you hear the lock once again take its rightful place to seal the entrance into this chamber. As your eyes kind of adjust to the darkness, you can notice a series of very beautiful, but definitely more of a decorative style of stained glass windows. This particular chamber does not have any windows that lead directly to the outside. But you can see there is some sort of either magic or illumination effect that is making it seem as though a very soft gray light is kind of pouring in through the stained glass, where most of the light in this chamber is coming from. You can also make out along the wall there are very lowly lit bulbs kind of flickering now and then. And in the center of the room, you see a very large stone chair that is decorated and draped with various tapestries of silk and velvet, kind of intertwining together to make this clash of color and beautiful patterns. And upon it sits the boss. Now, none of you have ever seen the boss directly, but you have heard many stories, as many on the streets have. He is a large, hulking, intimidating form of a minotaur with kind of curved ivory horns that kind of come out to the side and then curve forward in a point, kind of each of them dangling with various jewels and gems, and you can see gold chains kind of wrapped around them. On his person, You can see him kind of currently hunched over, but seems to be wearing a very fine purple suit with dark blue pinstripes. His hooves, he doesn't have any shoes on currently. His hooves are free and kind of stretched out in front of him. In one hand, he holds a goblet of some form of liquid, knowing the boss, even though it is early in this morning, most likely wine. And in the other hand, you can see a large cigar. And as you all kind of enter and walk forward, he takes a huge puff, and this billow of smoke just rolls out from between his teeth as he begins to speak. Welcome. Yes, come forward. Come closer. Let me all take a better look at you. And he once again takes a big inhale, and this time you can see the smoke kind of exhale through his nostrils, which are also decorated by a large gold ring kind of dangling from the center. And well, you definitely don't look as padded as your resume says that you are, but I trust that you are all very, very skilled. I have heard of your work, and I'm sorry that I have not taken the time to thank you directly, but I am in fact a very busy man. I hope that you all understand.
Oh, of course, boss. I don't know about the rest of these guys, but I'm great at my job.
We're all here. We think it's a performance review.
I'm the best lizard for the job. I don't know what you got going, but I will do it. I will do it good.
So you could all just take a moment to, relax. Do we want anything to eat, anything to drink? We're just going to have a conversation. Nobody is in trouble here or anything like that. You can all just sort of exhale.
Kurumi once again finds the nearest chair or couch or whatever to slouch upon.
Jasper
Lean back, like just kind of like leg over the arm, kind of like and take up the space.
Jasper will stay standing, but they will sort of lean against like the back wall closest to the door.
Okay.
As soon as the boss said relax, Vince just like sat down immediately right where he was, still looking kind of tense, but
Okay, still standing, looking at him like, okay, why am I here? Why do you need me?
And he is
Alright.
just leaning against the doorpost, having not approached the boss, barely in the room, just watching, keeping an eye on everyone and everything.
All right. Yeah, so as each of you kind of make yourselves as comfortable as possible, Jasper and Kenny, you would both notice that Gordo is standing directly in front of the door as you guys are kind of further in the back of the room. He's not left his post at that entrance, so he's still standing kind of in the way at the only entrance and exit should anybody try to enter or leave. But the boss kind of, all right, no drinks, no nothing like that. Okay, that's fine. All very easy to please, I guess. So I guess I should just jump right into business because, like I said, I am a very busy man. So I would like to start by thanking you all for coming here today so promptly after I gave you such short notice. I do apologize for that. And I also just want to thank you in general for all of the fine, upstanding work that you have done for this family, this business that I am trying to run here. All of you at your level, even though I may not have conversed with you one-on-one or anything like that, and again, apologies, but you are all crucial to the workings of this business, and I understand that, and I appreciate that. But I have a very special task, a very important task that I'm going to ask of each of you. As most of you don't know, because I try to keep it, a little bit secret, I do have a daughter. And she did have a sort of detailed team that was keeping an eye on her, but I had to let them go all for one reason or another. They were sort of being a little bit extra sneaky than what I like for them to be. So, I got rid of them. But, the point is, my lovely and beautiful wife has been persisting that I take her on a second honeymoon. She says it's been too long and that I'm too absorbed into the family business or whatever. She doesn't fully understand what I do. She doesn't understand that is how she's able to afford all of her nice fur coats and her fine jewelry. But I digress. That's a problem that you don't need to concern yourself with. Either way, I am taking her to Belize this weekend. And we will be without my daughter because she wants some time to be romantic together or whatever. I don't fully understand. But I need somebody to watch her. and I have looked over resumes, and I have conversed with my team, and I have decided to trust each and every one of you. Each of your skills may be very important to save my daughter's life. And with the Dagano family incident still at the back of my mind, I want her to be safe. Now, is this something that each of you think you could probably do?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the best. I will be the best at it. I promise. I guarantee it, boss. She'll be perfectly fine. Not a single hair on her head is gonna be touched.
Artificer scared the hell out of me. Oh, God. I stroke my beard. I raise an eyebrow. Then I just nod. Direct eye
Goromi just
contact
gives
with the
that
boss.
like 2-finger salute.
All right.
Faye kind of leans in a little bit, looks the boss in the eye and goes, "So, darling, are you telling me that I have to watch your daughter in order to get rid of this favor that my mom told me to come and deal with, correct?"
Yes, that is correct. I mean, you don't have to necessarily, but I will find more unpleasant ways for you to spend your time in order to repay me, if that is what you wish.
No, I'd rather get this done and over with.
Excellent.
Jasper steps further into the room, and like as they approach, whoever's near them will notice they smell like ink and freshly turned earth, like that really deep, like it's like that good dirt. And just asks, "So, you called us here to babysit?"
No. I did not call you in here to babysit. I called you in here to protect my highest possession. If that seems demeaning or beneath your level of skill or what you think that you deserve for appreciation, like I said, I can find other ways for you to spend your time.
I'm just a forger. So...
That is one of the reasons I picked you. I'm going to give you a little bit more information about what exactly you will be. But I'm going to need you to agree first.
And if I do this, my debt's paid?
If you do this, your debt is paid. Think of it as a temporary assignment for those of you who are working for me long term.
Cocks his head to the side, listens, says, "All right."
Wonderful. Right, so I will be taking my wife to, as I mentioned, Belize. But my daughter is wanting to go to a concert for some group I've never heard of. I don't know. She's tried to make me listen to them 2 or 3 times, but they're very loud and very like whiny, scratchy guitars. It's not my thing. So this concert takes place in a territory where I am not exactly respected, but my name is still known, because who doesn't know the Merchinen name? You know what I'm saying. But that is why I asked specifically for your help, and you see his large hand kind of extend towards Jasper. I'm going to need you to help me procure some legitimate documents and change her name, give her an ID, help her blend in a little bit more with her surroundings.
All right, I can do that. No problem. I can get that. When is the concert?
So the concert is this weekend, and just currently it's like Thursday. So the job is that tomorrow you will escort my daughter into the city so that she can sort of get settled in, do some shopping, things like that. And then on Saturday night is the concert, and so Sunday you would bring her back home to me, safe and sound. If she is anything less than safe and sound, we will obviously have to have a discussion. But I put all of my trust in all of you. I think you're all very capable from what I hear.
Are you going to bother telling us her name?
I will do more than tell you her name. I will let you meet her. please hold on, just one moment. And he kind of like motions Gordo to him, and Gordo kind of comes up and he leans over and kind of mutters something into Gordo's ear, and Gordo just kind of like nods and then leaves, kind of leaving you alone with the boss for a moment. So we do have a safe house prepared that we have chosen, sort of looked over, things like that. But I will want each and every one of you to sort of inspect it and make sure that it is in fact safe. Because in my past experiences, it is less likely to avoid an accident or an incident or whatever you want to call it by having two separate groups look out the same location in case that there is, a little bit of traders or information being passed to different sites. So I just want you to verify that this is in fact a safe house, and if it is not, I want you to go, and I want you to find one that is actually safe. And so you guys kind of like...
I have a couple spots. I have a couple spots in town, in case we need it.
Perfect.
I just
So you all kind of like sit and wait. About 5 or 10 minutes kind of pass by. So if there's anything that you guys want to ask the boss or talk about to each other or anything like that, then we can go ahead and do that now, or we can just skip ahead to the end of the 10 minutes.
I would like to make any passive observations I can about the surroundings of the room that I'm in, regarding the boss and my new companions.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
Roger. This is going to be a great game. 20.
Nice.
20.
Which
20
means
total or
natural
natural 20?
So for
Nice.
perception, that would be 26.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
I'm sorry, 24. 24. I apologize.
Okay.
I've got two
so-
Ks. It'll be confusing.
kind of taking a moment to look around your surroundings a little bit more. You do notice that the only entry and exit visible in this room, at least, is the front door that Gordo has been going in and out of, that he escorted you through in order to enter the room. With a 26, so you do notice that there is like a small portion of the stone wall that it doesn't quite line up exactly right. It looks like there is some sort of secret or alternative exit or entrance for the boss to use in case of emergency, or just to move about without having to run into lower level employees, things like that. So it's kind of set in the side wall towards the back left of the room. The room itself is relatively simple, which is kind of surprising, knowing what you know about the boss himself, and particularly like even looking at him, the way that he's dressed, the way that, that he's usually like a little bit flashy, a little bit over the top, definitely likes to declare his wealth by decorating himself, by decorating those that surround him in various jewels and expensive jewelry, expensive clothing, things like that. So it is a little bit surprising. And so with the 26, you kind of gather that this is less like a room where the boss does a lot of his meetings and a lot of his negotiations and things like that. This is in fact like a private working room that he only uses to talk to people who are like close to him, and he knows that this room is secure and this room is safe.
Now, those were the details I was looking for at the end there. Thank you.
You're welcome. So after about 10 minutes or so, Gordo does eventually come back and kind of opens the door, and following behind him, you see a relatively small, probably just a little bit over 5 foot, very young looking Minotaur girl. She looks to be about 15 or 16, somewhere around there. You can see that she has just now started to grow like the horns on the side of her head, so they're kind of like sticking out a little bit, and you can barely see it sticking through like a mangled tussle of black hair that is currently just decorated with streaks of like this neon hot pink color. Underneath, as she kind of like tosses her hair aside, you can see the underside is kind of like a mixture of that same neon pink and like this light lilac color. Walks in wearing very simple clothes, just wearing like a black t-shirt that's kind of like a wide open neck, kind of hanging off to one side. And she walks in also barefoot, just letting her hooves kind of click against the stone floor of this building. And as she walks in, just absolutely glued to her phone, just staring at it, and you can see her just like texting and scrolling and texting and scrolling and swiping and just messing with it the entire time, without making eye contact to any of you. She just walks up next to her father, and he kind of puts his hand on top of her head and kind of like tussles it a little bit, and she just like knocks it off, and he just, there she is, there's my little cannoli, how are you doing today, my dear? And she just, oh, God, Dad, just what do you want? I was kind of in the middle of something. And he just, well, so you know how you said that your previous team was not quite living up to your expectations and would often leave you abandoned and alone and just so terribly frightened. And she was like, yeah, they were like the worst. What's the point? And I would like to introduce you to your new team. Everybody, it is with great honor and with great trust that I introduce you to Zunette. And she kind of very briefly like looks up at each of you. And you can see that every time she kind of looks at you, she does like the little elevator, size you up and figure out what you're all about. And after kind of surveying the room, she just, okay, great, yeah, this is awesome. Can I go now? Like, and her dad just kind of course. I just wanted to introduce to everybody so that whenever they showed up, you wouldn't, think that they're strangers or trying to kidnap you or something like that. You have all of their faces committed to memory. And she just, yes, yeah, I'm real good at faces, Dad. And she's just once again back at her phone, just like scrolling and texting, and you can hear it just like occasionally vibrating and dinging. And he just kind of looks at Gordo and nods and says, well, then I guess you can go ahead and go pack for your trip. You'll be leaving tomorrow morning. They will be your escorts, and they will make sure that the house is safe, and they will take you to the concert, and they will be there with you. At which point she goes, Dad, no, you can't have bodyguards go to my concert. That's so lame. And he just, we talked about this, and we will talk about this later, but we're not going to do it now. Not if you know this. Not in front of the employees. And she just, fine. And she just starts to walk out the door, where Godo kind of opens the door for her and follows her out. At which point the boss looks at all of you. Isn't she darling? She's just, my pride and joy.
Because I feel it would...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Because I feel it would be rude to not acknowledge a guest or a client, but I'm definitely not impressed with this particular young lady. I just touch 2 fingers to my left eyebrow and make a half-ass salute gesture of acknowledgement, just a nod and a...
As she kind of like walks by, she notices you do this, and as you do, she's kind of like, like her middle finger.
Jasper
raise my eyebrows.
chuckles. Jasper chuckles at that.
Faye kind of chuckles as well, looks at the boss and goes, she really reminds me of my little sister. She does the same exact things.
Oh, yes. I mean, she's a very typical teenager, but she is so smart. She definitely has my spunk and my spirit, and she has her mother's good heart, even though it's hidden by a little bit of a hardened exterior. You will see. Hopefully she will sort of open up to you, but I do have to warn you, she does have a tendency to try to dodge the people who are supposed to be responsible for her. She says that I'm ruining her life and that I'm just always present and it makes her very hard to be normal and talk with her friends or whatever. I don't know. She's overreacting. She's being dramatic. Typical teenager. But I would just make sure that you keep a little bit of a closer eye on her. Don't let her apathy fool you, because she will be sneaky if she can.
I don't see how she could. She's so colorful. Did you see that pink?
Yes, she did that without my knowledge or approval. But apparently it's permanent and very expensive too, so I'm not going to waste money on it.
Jasper definitely sees the writings on the wall when it came to the previous escort group. Just based off that, low-key on his phone, looking for other jobs in the area. Just in case it doesn't go well. I'm on Indeed right now looking for jobs.
Excellent, excellent. So the boss kind of like looks at all of you and, well, again, thank you for coming in today and taking time out of your very busy schedule. I really appreciate it. Do you have any more questions or concerns or want any more information or things like that?
Yes.
Do you have the tickets for the concert?
She has the tickets. Apparently, they are the important thing to her right now, so she is keeping them close and she won't let me touch them or look at them or anything like that. So,
Boss, how many does she have?
she has 2 tickets, one for herself and then
Ugh.
one for her girlfriend who's going to meet her at the concert.
Okay. You said you forge, right? Like documents.
I can pretty much forge whatever you need, and
Just verify me.
I could get us in there without the tickets, but it might be a little noticeable.
I
and
could
don't
get
think-
myself in there without the tickets. But that would leave you all high and dry. And I'm a team player, if nothing else.
All right, boss.
Okay.
I understand the job, but I've got a question for you that's really important. What's it pay? I assume that food and lodging is already taken care of, but I'm going to have expenses, and I have a fee. And I'm
Food
not
and
cheap.
lodging is provided, obviously. You'll be staying at the safe house. Various people
That's
in this
assuming the safe
room-
house is actually safe, sir. With all due
Correct.
respect.
If you must find a secondary safe house, then you will just call Gordo and he will relay the message to me and I will be able to cover the expenses so it will not. Until I'm able to find a more suitable replacement team. For those of you who work for me, there will be an increase in your pay, obviously, because this is very sensitive information and I am putting a lot of trust into you, so of course I'm going to invest in you. For anyone who is a contract hire, there will be... you will be compensated, don't worry about it.
I don't normally work pro bono. You get this one. Don't cross me.
Well, I appreciate it. I very, very much appreciate it. You will be paid partially up front before you go, but Gordo will handle that tomorrow.
All right then. Thank you, sir.
Of course. Any more questions? Perfect. Excellent. Well, very busy man, so I'm going to get back to my work and I will let you all get back to what you need to do prepare for tomorrow's journey.
So badly wanted to say something stupid.
Boy.
It's not easy
You're
for me
gonna-
to play a serious
Honestly,
character.
you're gonna, if you did that, you're gonna have to just 1v1 the boss right now.
Yeah, I don't feel like fighting a Minotaur.
Yeah, Goromi has just enough sense not to antagonize the boss, but it's
Yeah.
close.
I think as we're walking out of the office, I just sort of turn to the group and say, boss says she has a habit of wandering off when there aren't any eyes on her. If I know people like that, they usually have, well, kids like her anyway, usually have like a private Instagram, a Finsta, if you will. Probably should find that just in case she's planning
I
something
roll
on
my
the
eyes at the
side.
term Finsta.
I ignore it completely. I see it and I ignore it, and I'm blatantly ignoring it. So we should probably get on that, maybe hack her account, see if there's any messages going back and forth.
Well, we can hold on that.
Yeah, I guess
I
we
got
can
kicked out of roll
chill
20
for
now
a
that I think of
second.
it, so that's cool.
Looks like we're back.
I don't know.
Oh, there we are.
I'm back.
Oh, we're
Yep.
back. Sweet.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Deception. That's a 16.
16. Okay. So how many tickets are you trying to make?
I guess one for each of us,
Okay.
and
Okay,
maybe
so
a
a total
couple
of
extra to scalp.
okay. I'll say with a 16, you are able to make the 5 that you're trying to make, the 5 that are needed. If that is all that you wanted to do for the day, you could probably make like maybe 1 or 2 more that looked believable. But that's with the 16. But if you wanted to do something else, then you would have to stop at the 5.
I do need to make her paperwork, so I'll just stop at the 5 so I could get her paperwork
Okay.
done. Since I was asked
Okay.
to do that as well.
Okay, so go ahead and do another forgery check.
Okay. Ooh, that's so much better. Okay, that is a hold on, math. That's a 30.
Nice. Okay, so without any issue, I mean, there have been a lot of kids that have wanted fake IDs, fake papers, so that they can get into like a little bit more restricted areas, things like that. And that was a big part of your business for a while on like a very personal level. So you're very used to this kind of work, and just very easily you sit down, you make the papers, you make her a fake ID so that whenever you cross over into a different territory and they check, no one will probably know.
As I'm making the fake like ID, I think back to when I was like her age and just starting out making fake IDs, and like, now these days I don't make fake IDs for kids. Like I have some morals. I have a somewhat of a moral. While I do this, so I'm like putting in all my like effort into doing.
So then you wanted to look for a Finsta.
Yeah.
A
Let's see if I can
Finsta.
find a Finsta. And additionally, today I would also like to spend a bit of time using my +1 all-purpose tools, turning them into a paint set, and practicing various different forms of face paints and such to try to get us to blend in better with the crowd when we get to the concert.
Okay. So go ahead and make a well, go ahead and do an investigation check for
Okay.
the Finsta account.
For the Finsta account, I rolled a 19.
19. Okay. So I would say spending the next couple of hours after leaving the boss's chambers, you do a little bit of researching, a little bit of looking on Facebook, looking on her Instagram, things like that, looking at her friends list, and you kind of start to put together a little bit of the personality of the daughter that you are trying to connect. So a lot of her friends, you start to notice, usually call her Z instead of Zunette. So she usually goes by Z on her like handles, on her friends like posts and comments and things like that. Everybody usually refers to her as her nickname. You do notice that in a lot of the photographs that she's posted, she is seen with a female furbolg with like this soft brown fur, kind of like spots along her cheeks. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I'll finish describing her social media experiences in a second because we're going to take a quick technology break and we will be right back, hopefully, in just a few seconds.
Y'all, we're like so close to getting 3,000.
Really? That's crazy.
At least as far as I can tell, I know the stream is
And
like.
we're just firing up. This is going to be good. This is shaping up to be a good game.
Yay!
I'm hyped for this. This is good.
I am wondering how
I'm gonna
Faye is going to
check.
get her guns into the concert right now.
Oh no, we're at $3,000.
Rafiki,
Oh,
you will be
nice.
informed when we are live
Nice.
again, correct? So I may speak freely.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Roger
you.
that.
Wow.
Ready, go.
Hello, everyone. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We'll be right back with you. If you were here last night, you know me already. I'm Derek Ward, or Dungeons and Derek's. You can find me at that handle on Twitter as well, and I'm going to come and talk to you guys a little bit as we work this out. And holy cow, am I glad to be here to talk to you about this, because we had a $700 donation by Warpy Dice that says, "Thank you for your time and energy for putting this together. It was fun spending time with all of y'all." Thank you so much, Warpy Dice. With you and then Kaiser Kilborn donating a $56.51, we have broken our goal for the event of $3,000. But that does not mean it's time to stop donating, because we have more milestones that we prepared in advance just in case this happened. And holy cow, you guys really showed up and really just destroyed that goal. I was not expecting that whatsoever. Pardon me if I'm not as energetic as last night. I'm a bit tired. But I want to talk to you guys about some things that we have coming up. And immediately after we get these technical difficulties solved, I'm going to go ahead and start setting these up and getting these rolling, so that way we can really see where we can take the rest of this. I'm going to go through the ones I'm most excited for, one of which is a Q&A with the staff and core organizers of Greater Restoration at some point. And that, honestly, there's been so much that's been poured into this event, so much energy, so much time, and I really think it'll be very interesting to see the kind of questions that you all have about that, and have those answered by folks like CC and Rafiki and everyone who's been in chat and working so hard to really see this entire event become a reality. Another one I'm really excited for, just because I haven't played it in a long time. I don't know if it's popular anymore. It was my idea, but it's Greater Restoration Among Us, because that just sounds like a great time. I don't know. It's just getting a lot of the core staff to pretend like we're not murdering each other for a little bit, which sounds like real life now that I say it out loud. But aside from that, we actually have one that CC recommended, which will also be a lot of fun, that I'm hoping to get the core group that played the Call of Cthulhu one-shot that I ran yesterday, Haunting of Weeping Creek, to play Greater Restoration Phasmophobia. I may have run the Call of Cthulhu one-shot full of ghosts, but you might not know this. I am horrified of ghosts in horror games and stuff. I am terrible. And so I either shout as loud as possible or just hide. So it'll be really fun and really silly to see kind of how people react to that, see who I can rope into that with me. Honestly, it'd just be a great time. Here's a weird one. Do we have any people in chat that like Monster Hunter? Let's see if we can get anybody in there. Also, people definitely still play Among Us. Thank you, Fur. I love it. Derek running around frantically and his vocabulary is only reduced to sheesh. Accurate. Risky, keep y'all safe. I hope so. Risky seems really good, but I have seen hubris.mp4. I know how Risky plays that game. Like Monster Hunter, but haven't played it in so long. Well, a new Monster Hunter just came out, and this is a perfect time to plug this. Actually, we're giving away 2 copies of Monster Hunter Rise, which came out less than a month ago and is having its first major update this week. So if you haven't played Monster Hunter Rise and you're interested, look into that. Look into donating towards that incentive. I'm going to be raffling those off. It's going to be really cool. But I have something I wanted to do, and I was going to do this on my own time, but I threw it up there as a potential milestone. We'll see if this one gets added. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Like I said, all of these are kind of speculative as we set things up. I just want to get you guys hyped to keep pushing past that $3,000 goal. But a Monster Hunter Nuzlocke run. No HUD, no other players, just me, and every time I faint against a monster fully, I lose the ability to use that weapon anymore. So that'll be a really fun time, or a nightmare. But you know, I kind of hope we let that one go in, because that would be a really good time. One actually that's very exciting just for the channel as a whole is going to be another milestone where we get emotes. We get chat emotes for GR, and I would love to see that go through, because see what crazy things you guys get up to with emotes, and I really want to see what that ends up being. Other than that, though, let's see. Have we had any more donations since then? Oh, not yet. Okay. I'll tell you what. While Cece's getting everything set up so that we can get back to that game, I want to see what kind of weird donations you guys can get in. Because I'm going to read them as long as they're appropriate for stream. So if you have anything stupid you want me to say, now's your chance, because I don't announce again during the event. I actually wasn't even supposed to be here now. So this is your last kind of chance. So if you have like a weird impersonation you want me to do, if you want me to say something dumb, if you want to give me an excuse to scream sheesh on Greater Restoration, because I will, now's your chance. Let's see what you do. Thank you, Neffy. Oh, can we just talk about the amazing mods in chat real quick? I've been sitting in mod chat with all of these mods all day, and everyone is so dedicated to seeing this through. It's absolutely incredible. Every second of the way. Now, let's see if I have anything interesting to read that I did not read last night. You know, this is always a good one, because if you're just coming in, you should know we're benefiting the Trevor Project this event. Founded in 1998 by the creators of the Academy Award-winning short film Trevor, the Trevor Project is the leading national organization providing crisis intervention services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning LGBTQ young people under 25. Check them out at www.thetrevorproject.org and donate in the link in chat. I'm sure it's probably there right now. So why don't you join us in helping young LGBT lives roll with advantage? Absolutely fantastic charity. One of my favorites. I try to donate to them whenever I can. Just fantastic work they do. Additionally, you know, let's look at some of these incentives, because like I said, just because all of those milestones are gone right now, hopefully I can change that, there is so much to still enter for. Like, did you know that your donation of $25 can enter you into a raffle for a $100 gift card to Elderwood Academy? Elderwood Academy sells amazing dice, dice boxes, dice towers, and so much more. And we're only raffling off one of these gift cards, courtesy of SRD&D and Kanikati, or Mark, which, ironically, I think all of us are here. Hi, Mark. How you doing? Keep in mind,
Hello.
enter into each raffle once. Additional entries will be ignored when the raffle winner is chosen, so only jump in once. If you've jumped into that one already, there's another really big, really exciting one. That is, let's see if I have it in here somewhere. I do. Your donation of $70, which I assure you is worth it, can get you into an entry for a raffle for a full body character commission by Rose and Sky. Only one of these commissions is being raffled off, and you enter in the same way as before. Reminder, additional entries are ignored. Full body commissions from Rose and Sky are not cheap and are awesome, so it's way worth entering into that. And actually, you know, you've been watching this game, and we're already talking about art. So all of the art for this game, I believe, I have to double check. Yes, okay, was done by Sketchy Goblin, who's probably in chat somewhere. And if you donate $50, you can select your incentive under the reward section for a half-body character commission by Sketchy Goblin. That is a raffle. We are giving away 2 of those commissions, and they are so worth jumping into it. Seriously, check that out. Let's see what's going on in chat. Oh, yeah, there's Sketchy Goblin. I knew it. And Kaiser is gifting subs. Love to see it. Golly. Oh, okay, here we go. We have... Alright, we have a $20 donation from Mark that says, in your most authoritative DM voice, please proudly proclaim, Mark is not a bard. And, hi Simone. And there you have it. You got, have you had every announcer say that, Mark? Has that been every one of us? You didn't have me until right now. Oh my goodness. Well, either way, seriously, I appreciate that so much, because honestly, your generosity, you guys, is just incredible. We're at, we got another one because we are at $3,120 because Kitty donates $100 and says, Mark is a bard at heart. So, Mark, I don't know. Are you a bard? Are you not a bard? I can't tell. I'm a little lost, buddy. I love this odd battle. Wow, look at that. I'm just staring at the $3,120 and going, how did this happen so quickly? It has been, what now? We had the first day, and now we've only had about 4.5 hours of this second day here, and you've already broken the goal wide open. Absolutely crazy. You guys, you're all heroes, honestly, because all of this money is going to such an amazing cause and will be legitimately helping people in so much drastic need. Zorothar, Mark the Bard, out here trying to leverage money to grant advantage on his deception check to convince people he's not a bard. That does sound pretty accurate. Soraya, hello! Long time no see. Alright, let's see if there's any more fun milestones that I can tease you guys with. Oh, okay. Alright. So if you were here yesterday, you would have seen Kai run an amazing game, Tiny Tots Heist. Well, they have offered for a additional incentive to run another one-shot. Tiny Tots 2 Trip to the Zoo. I am so excited for that. I really hope that gets met because I don't know, there's something about, you know, traditionally playing D&D where you're trying to come up with good plans and figure things out, and then they kind of go wrong along the way, versus playing literal toddlers and coming up with the worst plans possible and hoping they go right somehow. It's such a weird, backward sort of situation that just really worked, in my opinion. I'd love to see that again. We do have another milestone that was submitted by... It was me. I did it. Which is another one-shot run by me, this time in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. And, you know, we're talking about it already, so I've already mentioned my love for Monster Hunter. I'll just say it's very similarly themed, following a group of adventurers heading out to hunt some monsters much bigger than them and much more dangerous than they were expecting. So that would be a lot of fun. Now, it seems like we are still going. We have any updates, CC, or am I good to keep yelling? Alright, I'm gonna keep yelling. That's alright, I like to do it anyway. So, this is a big ask. This is a big ask here. We have seen, at the beginning of the stream, a $100 donation, and then they were dethroned by a $120 donation, and then a $660 donation, and now today, a $700 donation. I like watching this bidding war to see the highest bidder get thrown up on the top of the screen and the like. I kind of want to see if you guys can keep doing it. Does anybody have like $701 in their back pocket? Because that would be hilarious. God, that would be so funny. Just putting it out there, you know, just materializing that into the void. See what happens. Let's see, pardon the ting. I like to fiddle with things and accidentally dropped it on my metal desk. So right now, just to give you a reminder, we are waiting to play Family Business with GM Quacky, which follows a group of Mafia members who have all been handpicked for a special mission by the boss. Want to know what sort of shady business these folks are going to get up to after we're back? Well, stay tuned, because we will be back, hopefully, pretty soon, and we'll see what happens here. It'll be very, very interesting to see how that goes down, and I've never had the chance to play with Quacky, but I've had the chance to watch them run a game and play beside them as a player a handful of times. They're fantastic folk. Mark, for everybody in this game, wonderful people. Honestly, great players, great DM. It's going to be worth your time to stick around and see this play out. Let's see, what else? Other garbage do I have to throw at you guys for exciting new incentives and the like? Well, I should talk about this. Now that I think about it, we did hit that $2,500. I see, I was completely focused on the $3,000 one. We did hit that $2,500 milestone, which means Rafiki and I are going to schedule a stream sometime for GR where we're going to sit down together with chat and build one or more unique creatures live on stream with your input, your ideas, and I do a lot of monster making. It's just kind of what I do, so it'll be really exciting to see what sort of twist that you folks bring to that and really play around with it. And I hope this stays the same, but I know Sketchy Goblin has mentioned wanting to sit in during that stream and be there with Rafiki and I and be actively drawing the creature that you all create with us. And that would be exciting. So, we did hit that milestone, so we'll let you guys know when that's going to happen, and I'm thrilled for it. Now, we're at 3,120, which, honestly, I don't know what the next milestone is going to be or where it's going to be, but I also imagine we're probably not terribly far from it, so let's see if we can hit it before I even know what it is. That would be interesting. Goodness gracious. You all really showed up this morning. A 24-hour stream? I don't know if any of us can do that, Kenny. I know Rose and Sky just recently did a 12-hour stream, and I managed to stay there for the whole thing. Regretted it afterwards. But holy cow. What stream. What a exhausting thing. It was so interesting to watch, though. So Ferris is not with that attitude. Yeah. I mean, you're right. But goodness gracious, you guys. Oh, we have a $20 donation that I hope I didn't miss for too long, because I'm excited to read this one, because Zorothar donates $20 that says Mark is a bard 100%, no takesies backsies. And I mean, I guess that's the rules. That said no takesies backsies, but that was a $20 donation. If someone donates like, $20.01 to say that Mark isn't a bard, I guess that's a takesies backsies. I guess that kind of counts. So I'll be watching. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, to be honest. Could be 30 seconds, could be 10 minutes. I'm not sure. So you want to keep playing that game, I'm in. I'm having fun. Exactly, fair. It can be taken back for the right price. Goodness gracious. Now, I don't know when or where, and I don't know how much I can talk about it, so I'm not going to say too much. But Rafiki is planning on doing another dice giveaway if we broke 3,000 at a certain amount of money. I don't know how much it's gonna go through. But if we keep getting this up, somewhere in this above 3,000 range is another dice raffle. So the more we climb, the closer we are to it. You're ready? Okay, let me do this real quick then, and then we're gonna be switching back over to the game. We have a final donation from Mark for $20.69. Haha, funny number. Says, Simona is a hobbit and Mark is not a bard. Cold, Mark. And we will see you all for this next game. Continuing family business with Quacky. I've been Derek. I'd love to see all of you. And keep that donation total rising. Bye, everyone.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. Sorry about the technical difficulty. But you guys did it. The past 3,000 gold. That's awesome. So that was
Finn over here like cheering.
I know, it's so exciting. So I'm glad, if technical difficulties were to happen, that it happened at that time. It's that amazing milestone. So thank you to the people behind the screen who are handling all of the tech stuff and everything like that. You guys are awesome. But we'll go ahead and jump right back into it. So for anyone who maybe missed it, and I know the stream went down for a little bit, so we'll just go ahead and cover, do like a real quick recap. All of the players are members of the, or helping out what is known as the Mucherny family, a sort of mob family that rules an area of the streets of the town that this one-shot takes place in. Each of them were called to the boss's office and special mission of watching his daughter for the weekend and escorting her to a concert in a territory where his name is known but not respected. So we already had Jasper form some extra tickets for the rest of the characters, and hopefully they turned out okay. And we also had them forge papers documenting that the boss's daughter, Zunette, otherwise known as Z, is not recognized by her name in the foreign territory outside of her father's protective rule. And Vince was checking in on Zunette's social media background, trying to figure out a little bit more about her, trying to see if he could find a Finsta account, like a secret account that she uses to kind of help keep track of her and figure out maybe what kind of mischief she was going to get up to dodge the characters as they tried to watch her. So you learn that she goes by Z by a lot of her friends. You also notice that there is a female furbolg in a lot of the pictures with her that she's been posting, and they frequently comment on each other's posts and pictures, and they go to a lot of events together. And that person is Imya. She is Z's girlfriend. And you remember the boss kind of mentioned her very briefly, that Imya was going to meet up with Z at the concert, but she would not be staying at the safe house with you guys. You also learn a little bit more about her habits. She does seem to be a little bit of a troublemaker. So I guess that kind of living outside the law sort of runs in the family a little bit. You notice that she does in fact have a secret Instagram account where she posts a lot of her rebellious adventures that include her sneaking out at night, that include her breaking into different areas, that include her sneaking across territory lines and kind of taking pictures with specific landmarks, kind of trying to make a statement with herself, saying that, you know, she doesn't want to be a part of this family. She just wants to be free. She wants to be able to go wherever she wants to go and do whatever she wants. But unfortunately, because of the name that she bears, she does have a lot more of a stricter lifestyle than what most teenagers have. But you notice that she still dabbles in a lot of rebellious events, despite her father's wishes and probably her father's knowledge. So
easy enough. And am I able to glean who exactly we're going to see in this? Like maybe a transmission head, fallen folks, scream at the theater, maybe.
It's
So
One Direction. I think we all know that.
it is not One Direction, sadly, but that would have been awesome.
No.
I should have.
No,
I would
happily.
have just turned around and just walked right back
Yeah.
out of the room.
I'm like, you know what? You can just end me.
Oh, it's actually just 5 seconds of summer.
Oh boy.
Yes. So you will be going to see a heavy metal band known as No More Death Saves. That will be performing.
That's not ominous at all.
That will be performing on the northern side of the territory located to the northeast of the Mucherny family. So kind of a little bit of the way that the city is laid out. You have the Mucherny family. Next to it, directly to the east, you have the Degano family, which is the family that there was a little bit of a falling out with. So tensions are a little bit high between them. They are located directly on the main river. And kind of directly above the Dagano family territory and a little bit northeast to the Macherny will be the territory that you guys will be going into, known as the Fariski territory. So you guys will be going into the Fariski territory, and the concert will take place on the upper north side of that territory. And hopefully we'll be fine. Everything will be great.
Okay. And what sort of relationship do the Machernies have with the Fariskis?
So the Muchernis and the Fariskis, each of them have like a little bit of a beneficial relationship with each other. So they do have a lot of very civil talks and things like that. They make a lot of deals together sometimes. They usually tend to work together. There's not a whole lot of conflicting blood between them or anything like that. Usually they are very respectful of each other's territories and respect each other, even if it's from a little bit of a distance. Lately, however, they haven't been in as much contact because they also have a relatively decent relationship with the Dagano family. And so in order to keep peace with both sides, they have kind of just pulled back from negotiations and from dealings with each of the specific families so that neither one of them get too upset that they're dabbling with the enemy or whatever.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to do, Vince?
Yep, just wanted to go ahead and get some practice with those painter supplies to see if I could make
Okay.
some somewhat appropriate paintings and or like hair dyes and that sort of thing.
Okay, make a performance check.
I'm
Yes.
just
Alright.
watching like YouTube videos to make sure you know how to contour.
Yeah, I mean, practically, testing it out on himself. You know, he's got a mirror, and you got all tones of gray here. It's perfect for testing on that purposes. So I do have the +1 all-purpose tools. Am I able to use those in order to make this a tool check rather than just a straight performance?
Yes.
Sweet. All right, and still sticking with the charisma as the base.
Yes.
Alrighty. Just a 13. Not super great on that.
13. Okay, I'll stay with the 13. Whenever it comes time to like actually prepare for the concert and do the makeup and stuff, you'll make another roll, and with a 13, I'll let you add a d4 to it.
Sweet.
Okay.
Practice makes perfect.
So, did anyone else want to do anything in order to prepare the day before?
Yes, quick question. The information that
Yes.
you had just provided to the artificer, is that information that we are all privy to?
I'm gonna be sharing it with you guys. You all hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
was wondering how you handled that, because what I would like to do is I would just like to ask him, you know, what did you find out? Because I saw what he was doing.
Mhm.
So I don't know how your rules are worth how you communicate that.
I mean, if you guys want to just like speed through it, then we can say that Vince thinks
It's
to
just
you,
a
or you
group
can have
chat.
it.
It's just a group chat.
Yeah,
Technically.
it's just a group chat, sending out texts every once in a while.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
she's got this girlfriend, name's Emmy Furbolg. Not staying with this. Don't worry too much about it. We're just gonna meet her there.
Vince is just like spamming social media
Yes.
links into
Yep,
the group
100%.
text.
Oh yeah.
Just like block text, block text, block text.
I cite absolutely every claim that I make with a direct link to the source that proves it.
Excellent.
It's in like proper
okay.
MLA format and everything.
He's very thorough. All right, Kenny, did you want to do anything else?
that's it.
Faye, let's see. Faye is going to be going back to her lab to make sure she remembered to turn off the Bunsen burner. And
Good.
she's going to pick up the experimental earrings so that she can use message with her teammates and basically be the one that everybody talks to
Okay.
and communicates with. And
All right.
picks up some of the emergency explosives just in case it's needed. And then gets on her motorcycle and heads to the safe house.
All right. Excellent.
Carries explosives, rides a motorcycle. Oh God.
Faye is awesome.
I
All
think you
right,
confused awesome
Garomi.
with terrifying.
Garomi's just gonna go straight to the safe house, like, and do a preliminary check for potential easy entry points, and how safe is this safe house?
Okay. Go ahead, and I'll say you can do either investigation or perception. because you have the time to spend. You do notice that it's about a 2.5 to 3 hour journey by car, depending on traffic, into that specific area where the safe house is. So you do have enough time to go there for the day and then come back and then leave with Z the next morning. So you would have enough time to do that, but it would probably take most of the day. So go ahead, investigation or perception.
Great. I rolled 3, so I got 6 on my perception check.
Nice. I mean, it seems like a relatively safe house. It seems very normal. You notice that it's kind of in a secluded area on a relatively busy street. So there is a little bit of like foot traffic and things like that, but it's kind of on the far end, down like a side street. So it's a little bit more secluded than a lot of the houses on the street. So there are still a lot of witnesses and things like that in case anything were to happen. But it just seems like a very normal house, front door, back door, windows, 2-story. There appears to be a basement. Yeah, seems totally normal.
Okay.
All right.
Seems like a pretty safe house.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to do in that area, or did you just want to safe house and come right?
I mean, nah, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't have anything specific to this going on. If this was a longer arc, then I'd be off doing my own side questing.
All right. So, keeping an eye on the time and remembering what your mission is, you go there, you kind of check out the safe house, scope out the area a little bit, and then make your way back with enough time to get a restful evening before leaving early the next morning. So you guys rest for the night, kind of keeping in touch, sharing information with each other through the text chain, and then the next morning, you all wake up and reconvene together at the boss's estate, where you are supposed to meet Zinette. And you're currently waiting in the sort of like the lobby area of the house. It's a very large and ornate house. Once again, Boss Mucherny loves to express his wealth and power by literally expressing his wealth. So almost gaudy decorations in the house. You have golden vases, you have twine made of platinum kind of braided together, that lined tapestries of ornate silks. You see various murals made of precious gems and silver lining one side of the wall in the living area of the house, with a double staircase leading up to a balcony area where you assume the private living quarters, possibly bedrooms, things like that of the house are. And so you're all currently waiting in that area for Zinette to come down. You were told to be here at about 10:30 so that you could be there by the afternoon. And so you start waiting.
I am 100% just stalking the shit out of this fence there right now. I refresh it every couple of seconds just to be ready.
I was going to ask if you were doing that.
Yep.
All right. So keeping an eye on her Finsta account, I'm not going to make you roll for it again because you already know where it is. You know how to find it.
I have keen mind too, so I can.
You have keen mind. So keeping an eye on the feed and occasionally refreshing it, waiting for her to come down. You do see her after probably about 45 minutes of you guys waiting in the lobby past when she was supposed to meet you. You do see her post a picture that has about 6 or 7 different outfits that she's trying on, with the caption, "Which one should I wear?" You can see like different poses, trying to like show off what she wanted. And then it's about another 30 or 40 minutes and you see people like commenting and her going through and responding, and occasionally she'll upload an outfit again with like a little bit of a change to it, and like, so she's trying to figure out what she's going to wear to the concert, and she's definitely taking her sweet time.
Hey, everybody, come in close here. Someone who's better at people than me, let's just pick an outfit already. I don't care which one. Look at this. Take it. Just like waving the phone in the air.
Are you serious?
I take it and then immediately hand it to Garomi. I really don't want to comment on a teenage girl's outfit.
It's definitely got some
picks
awful
out
like
the perfect concert attire.
Yeah.
All right. So
Are you going to leave comments on it?
submitting your request for her outfit. She takes about another hour or so before she eventually comes walking down the stairs, and you see Gordo following her, carrying a relatively large suitcase for a weekend trip. And she, at the top of the stairs, see her in like very relaxed kind of travel clothes, because tonight's not the concert, but still very like stylish. Like she's wearing like the name brand tracksuits and, you know, like really nice sneakers. But she just kind of like walks down the stairs with Gordo behind her, and Gordo kind of like puts the suitcase down behind her, and she just looks at all of you.
She's still a mob baby, so of course she has to wear a tracksuit.
I mean, of course.
So Vince is gonna jump up, grab his phone back from Garomi and pocket it, and then run over and just the suitcase. And
Okay,
just gonna like hobble forward.
I know where this is
make a
going.
strength check.
Could that be an athletics check instead?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Alright. Then got to expertise that. 22.
22. It's almost a little comical as you see this tiny kobold just rush up, grab the suitcase that's almost the same size as him, and then just like picks it up and starts waddling. This suitcase is heavy. You have no idea what she has in here, but I mean, you're kind of like struggling to walk. You're having to take very, very small steps, but you have a good enough handle on it that you eventually make it out the front door, down the steps, and then just kind of like hoist it into the trunk of the car that's waiting for you. So, but yeah, after just kind of like watching him carry her stuff, she kind of like takes out her phone and like records him. And then she like looks at it and then like laughs to herself and typing and texting and stuff like that again. But without really looking at any of you, she just makes her way to the car and then climbs inside and closes the door behind her.
Just to make sure she doesn't sprint off on us out of nowhere, after hoisting it into the trunk, I'm going to shut it and lock it with my thieves' tools.
Okay, wait, the suitcase or the trunk?
The case. The trunk. Sorry. The trunk, not the case.
Okay, yeah, you could go ahead and make a
Could
thieves'
have been
tools
the
check.
case.
Rolled a natural 20 on that. That's going to be
Nice.
a total of 31.
Good
Jeez.
grief. Okay.
We're never gonna get the
So-
trunk open again.
No, this is a +1 tools. That's going to be 32.
32. Yeah, so without hardly anyone even noticing, you just close it and then you take out some tools, shove them in there and twist it, and you hear a very satisfying as you lock it.
Nod satisfying to myself and scrabble around and hop into the car.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Garomi would have hopped into the car directly behind her to make sure that she didn't, get in and go out the opposite side.
Okay. Yeah, so she's currently sitting she is sitting on like the far side next to the window. And as you open the door, she kind of looks at you and then just goes and then slides back across to the opposite side so that she's next to the window. And pulls up her head.
I open that other door and get in. She's in the middle. She has to sit in the middle.
At which point she kind of looks at you and she's like, so I get car sick, so I have to sit next to a window unless you want me to vomit all over you.
I hand her a bag.
I'm
Make
not afraid of a little bit of vomit.
Make a persuasion/intimidation check, whichever you'd prefer, however you're trying to.
Persuasion or intimidation? I'll go persuasion. That is a 23.
Okay. She just like grabs the bag and just looks absolutely disgusted, but scoots to the middle.
I also will I think Jasper is the kind of person who has like just random not necessarily hoarder, but like the mom that always has stuff in her purse. Like he's kind of like that. He just has things on hand, because you never know when something needs to be forged or whatever. So he'll like maybe pull out some candied ginger for her stomach.
Nice. Okay,
that to
and
her.
she'll.
Jasper's the mom friend of the mob.
I love it.
I genuinely
Every
hope
mo-
that he has
Or
aspirin for the headache that this girl's going to give me.
Jasper, or is it possible Jasper has a younger sister who gets big? Who knows?
The world may never know.
Oh,
So, kind of situating yourself into this car, one at a time. She just like puts in her headphones and just like pulls up her hood and is just sulking in the middle seat. You notice she doesn't even open the bag. She doesn't look car sick at all. She doesn't look bothered. She just wanted to sit next to you.
bluff called. Called
Yeah.
that bluff.
But after
Yep.
about 20 or 30 minutes of riding, she does eventually just like stretch her feet up like on that middle console between the two front seats and has her feet just like crossed in front of her, lounging as best she can in the unfortunate middle seat that everyone tries to avoid. So you guys drive for about 2.5 to 3 hours. You did leave a little bit later in the afternoon than you had. You get there around like 6 o'clock, and pull up to the safe house. That once again is located just off of a busy street, in a little bit more of a private area. So you all one by one file out of the car, and she just goes straight up to the door, always looking at her phone, just texting away, not making eye contact with any of you, waiting for one of you. But you eventually unlock the door, let her in. She gets situated in her top room. Doesn't really come out for the evening. She's just kind of hanging out in her room, not really wanting to talk or associate with any of you guys. But the next morning she is awake and up, probably about like 8:30 or 9, waiting downstairs for whoever gets up first. So I don't know if any of you guys are morning people or if anyone wanted to stay up late trying to get some stuff done in the safe house or anything.
I wouldn't have even entered the safe house without making an exterior inspection, to be honest with you.
Okay, go ahead and do investigation or perception.
Let's go with investigation.
Anyone who wants to investigate the house, go ahead.
Nah, if you let
And
me
make
have
either
perception,
one
I'll
of
take that.
Nat 1.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Looks like a safe house.
Yep.
Probably good.
I assume it has a safe in it somewhere. That's why they call them safe houses, right?
Yeah, and you're just like opening all the cabinets looking for that safe. You can't find it anywhere.
That's the safe in the safe house. Jeez. We got an 18 on perception.
Got a
Okay.
29 on investigation.
Okay.
17 total on perception.
Okay. So, Kenny and Faye, you guys notice that there is what looks to be like a relatively good cover for the house. A lot of the trees are very large and have like full foliage, so they are preventing anyone from like looking in through the windows, anything like that. Relatively small yard that has a high fence around it, so it seems like relatively safe. You do notice that there are locks on both the front and back door, and all of the windows, and so you kind of like go through the house and make sure that everything's locked properly. Vince, you notice all of that as well. You also notice that there is a basically you find something that you could probably like wedge underneath the doors in order to make them extra secure if you wanted to do that. You do notice that there is also a security system on the house that is currently disabled because it is too old. So the security system probably has some like loose wiring or something like that. You'd have to try to determine the reason if you wanted to look at that further. But you do notice that that is an option if you wanted to make it more of a safe house.
Yeah, so I think with the rest of my night, I will spend it trying to get that up and running and shore it up against any external attacks that may come in.
Okie dokie. Make another tools check.
Okay. What ability score? That one.
It would be like tinkering tools.
Okay.
So either investigation or dexterity, I think either one of them work for tinker's tools.
Okay, that's going to be a total of 21.
21. So spending a little bit of time with the system, you do kind of like have to open the wall a little bit And you guys just notice as this little kobold kind of like crawls into the walls and starts pulling out wires and begins just like taking off the rubber outing and trying to like tighten them together and just like stuffing them back in the wall. You're not really sure what he's doing, but he seems very focused and very intent on his mission. But it does take you probably about an hour or two. You do have to use some of your own personal supplies because you do notice that some of the wires are just completely fried, so you have to replace it. But you do eventually get the system working. And there is now a security system on both the doors and the lower floor windows.
Excellent.
All right. So, you all find rest the first evening. Zinette wakes up relatively early the next morning. I'll say, Vince, you're probably one of the later ones to wake up since you did have to stay up a little bit later working on that security system. But eventually all of you wake up. Whoever is up first, she will start pestering you to take her shopping and see the town. So that is up to you guys if you would like to take her on a tour of the town, or you can just tell her too dang bad.
Everyone stays in their room so they don't have to interact with
Nope,
Faye,
I'm downstairs making breakfast.
All right.
we need them
Bacon and
asleep,
eggs, everybody.
everyone up, drinking coffee, and just standing there, leaning against the counter, just sipping her coffee, going, "We might if the other people get here. Just be patient." And just continues, drinks her coffee, and ignores her.
All right.
Vince, at the best of times, is personally offended by any hour on the clock that has less than 2 digits in it. So he sleeps in way too late.
Makes sense. He must run on like a 24-hour clock.
Yep.
All right. So Vince is gone for most of the morning. And eventually after pestering you all, Z just kind of like scoffs and then storms off to the couch and just lays down, playing on her phone, waiting for somebody to take her shopping like she wants. But you spend the rest of the day doing various things such as shopping, such as just kind of exploring the town. She does come back and she gets ready for the concert. Choosing
All that stuff's
actually.
locked in the trunk still.
Oh, I mean, I assumed that you got it out of the car whenever you got in the
Yeah,
house
I would've.
because she would need it for bed.
I would have.
I-
Be polite. Mhm.
I also think that at some point Jasper would kind of take pity on her and take her shopping, but definitely dragging somebody else along with them.
In my particular case, I
Garomi would go
want nothing to do with
shopping
this.
as well.
Yeah.
I would have stayed behind to A, keep an eye on the house, B, check out the house to make sure the interior is safe too.
I would have
Okay.
dragged him over to the security system and been like, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, you can use those. They're great. And then he would have gone to drive the car.
Go for it, go for it. I'm still
and
staying
then-
behind, so I was going to keep an eye on the house.
Vince just had like a whole nest kit like in his bag and just
Pretty much. The Purpose Tools Plus One is fantastic.
not sponsored. Just a
Okay.
But before everybody leaves, I turn to the party and I go, do you really think I'm being paid to babysit a teenage girl going shopping? No, I'm going to keep an eye on the house. Have fun.
That's-
Okay.
do it.
I think Jasper ignores that.
I think this is
Like,
the job
you
we all
absolutely-
agreed to.
You absolutely are getting paid to babysit and take her shopping. That was literally what he said to do.
So part of the party taking Z into town to get coffee, to see the sights, to get some new clothes, to just kind of hang around and be free for a little bit. All of you who went shopping with her, I think it was just Garomi,
Jasper.
Jasper, thank you. I wanted to say Jacob, but I was like, I know it's not Jacob. Garomi, Jasper, and Vince. You guys go ahead and make just make a quick insight check, real quick.
Oh boy.
Where's my dice?
23.
10.
All right. So Jasper, you would notice that she seems a little bit more relaxed, definitely less irritable. She seems more genuinely happy and comfortable now that she's kind of like allowed to be herself for a little bit. But you have a relatively good day. Eventually, she realizes what time it is, realizes she's running late, and makes everybody go back to the house so she can quickly get ready. Comes down the stairs wearing a kind of like a dark jeans, kind of like ripped up and torn with like high black boots, and you can see that they have kind of studs all along the heel. So she is standing like a little bit taller than usual. She has like this kind of like bright green tank top with one of those like mesh shirts kind of like over it, very like loose fitting and flowing. You see she has like some extra eye makeup on, has like curled her hair and kind of like done it in a way where like she kind of hides her horns a little bit, and has put in some like extra piercings, and she has like a little nose ring on that you didn't really know if she had it pierced before, because she probably just wasn't wearing it, but now she is proudly wearing a nose ring, and a couple of like eyebrow studs. But she eventually comes downstairs with her phone, looking very excited, and she just, okay, so just drive me up to the front gate and then drop me off and then just go away. It's fine, guys. It's a concert. I'm gonna be okay.
One thing real quick, while she was up getting
Romi's
ready,
also
since
dressed
we
for
were
this
able
concert.
to witness what she was setting herself up for, could I have taken the time to paint myself up as one might expect someone to go there for?
Sure, you can make a performance check and add a
Yeah.
d4.
Awesome.
A smoky eye. Let's see.
It's a fairly low roll.
Let's see how those YouTube videos worked out for you.
I got a total of 13 again. Even with the
Nice.
D4.
Can I give the help action?
Yeah, if you see him kind of sitting off to the side, like starting to do his makeup, you can go over there and like kind of help them out a little bit. And
I mean, Jasper
You
does forgeries, so.
best mom friend.
You helped me so much that went from a 13 to a 25.
All right.
I have
So
get
That was
that
awesome.
eyeliner looking tight. Okay, that graphic
Then you look
liner.
fabulous.
yeah,
Jasper
it
knows
looks
how to do makeup. You could have just asked.
it looks sharp. Like, but before you were kind of struggling because you do have like some scaling around your eyes that make it a little bit difficult. So you were starting to get a little bit frustrated as you would try to do the eyeliner, like bleed into the creases between your scales. But Jasper comes along and lends you a helping hand, and with their help, you are able to create very smooth, bold lines. And Jasper, you do actually take advantage of Vince's scales and kind of use it to create like almost like a spider web pattern along the sides of his face. Very subtle, but to those who notice it, it looks very, very nice. It's not gaudy, it's not flashy, but Vince, you're feeling pretty confident that you look great.
Excellent. Yeah, so when she says we can just drop her out the front and leave, he just looks up to her, trying his best to look sad about it, like, but I love no more death saves.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh no!
I'm not gonna just
Like, give me a
do a
nat 20
nice
for
squeak
this.
lunch.
Oh no!
4.
It's okay, we didn't believe you.
Yeah,
anyway.
Romi's like,
Yeah.
luckily I already had tickets.
We all already have tickets, and
Right, but that's
They're
what I'm
all
saying.
in the same-
Garomi's
they're
gonna
all
like,
in the same
no, even
row.
before this. Luckily, I had tickets to this concert before we even took the job. I was ready to not to scalp him, but guess what? I don't even have to get rid of him.
wait, how many tickets does Karomi have? Because I might scalp the one that I
None.
made.
Garomi is lying about pre-existing tickets.
Oh,
Yeah.
please make a deception check.
Not one.
That one.
Oh.
Nice. So as Vince kind of says, but I love no more death saves, and Garomi tries to pass it off that she already has tickets. Z kind of like looks at both of you and then just kind of like squints at Vince, and she's just like, yeah, and I love to not be surrounded by my dad's goons, so just like back off, please. You're really bad for my image. And She looks over at Garomi, and no offense, but you, and she kind of like does the elevator eyes again, don't look like someone who belongs at a No More Death Saves concert.
I think at this point, Faye is coming down the stairs wearing black combat boots, tight-fitting jeans, a t-shirt that says Death by Dice, and a long black trench coat that is somehow hiding her guns.
Nice. Okay. Just make like a quick either sleight of hand check just to see like how well you store your guns.
That would be a natural 20 for a 25.
Ooh, nice.
So Faye comes down the stairs, and after kind of like judging Garomi a little bit, Z turns around and looks at Faye and goes, "But she looks like she belongs. You know Death by Dice? Yes."
I mean, I play it all the time in the lab because, explosives, awesome music, why not?
Don't they actually like use explosives in their music?
Who do you think gives them the explosives? She gives Z a wink.
I think Jasper.
He's just confused.
I think Jasper, to get ready, has like sort of teased up their hair to like kind of make it the frohawk like bigger, stand out more, give it more volume. And I mean, they're wearing like, you know, black jeans, a leather jacket, just a black top. Like they know what the look is for this concert, so they have dressed appropriately. They've also done their makeup, like heavy black eyeliner, you know. So like they look at themselves and they're like, I think I'll do just fine there.
And eventually, like, after a little bit of talking back and forth and, like, seeing that maybe you guys are maybe dressed for the part, but still not trusting you, she eventually just kind of... Oh, I'm sorry. Can you please describe what you are wearing to this concert?
I have a disguise kit that I would like to use.
Okay.
And also, there's one other thing that I'd like to do as part of preparation for this. But disguise kit. Clearly, I am out of touch with whatever this band is, but I like heavy metal, so I am dressed up as the spitting image of a 1984 version of Rob Halford from Judas Priest.
Nice.
So it's like the full leather motorcycle gear, studs, metal everywhere, big old motorcycle boots, that sort of getup. So clearly, I'm out of touch, but I'd like to say that I look the parts that I'm trying to play.
Yeah, I like it. And she kind of like looks over your outfit a little bit and then just like takes a picture and then starts to type, and she just says, very retro, kind of love it, ? And then she like posts it.
I just give a wink and I go, breaking the law, love.
Love it.
Furthermore, I do not want to ride with the rest of the party to the concert.
Okay.
I would like to take something from my background, which I had selected the Celebrity Adventures Scion, which means that, celebrities and people that I'm normally in contact with, stuff like that, through my parents' heritage, not my own. But I'm going to give them a call and I'm going to ask for a motorcycle. And I'm talking like bitchin' Harley motorcycle.
Okay. All right. So
I have
I'm riding back to the show.
motorcycles in the back following the car.
And they're gonna deliver a motorcycle to me because I just phoned them up. I'm like, "Yo, hey, you remember my dad? Yeah, we're going to this concert here. Gonna need a motorbike."
All right. So using your connections, you do give them a quick call, and before you start getting ready and things like that. So about the time that you guys are actually ready to leave the safe house, the motorbike does show up for your use. So you and Faye can kind of follow behind the car.
Brilliant.
It would have been funnier if the bike had showed up after we'd left because I have the ticket.
I wasn't really sure which order to talk about that in because it was kind of a special request type thing. But I am in disguise. Sort of.
So you guys now ready to go. Z a little bit less than comfortable with everybody going, but eventually she consents to. You can go, just stand like 20 feet away from me and act like you don't know me. And then she'll just kind of like go sit and wait in the car.
I give her.
If I wasn't being paid to know you, I would never know you.
I give her a look that's like bemused, but it also says that's not gonna happen. and you know it's not gonna happen.
She
Like,
had to
like
describe-
literally, why are we playing this game? Why are we playing this game? Like, you know it's not gonna happen.
Jasper
So-
has no more F's to give.
Jasper's like, I understand, but also like if we could just cooperate together, this weekend would go a lot faster. But like it's going slow because you want to be defined in every turn. Really, we're just here to make sure that nothing happens to you. Like, relax. We don't care about any other party. We don't care. Like,
she loves to be defiant.
yeah, he gets that. Like, Jasper gets that. He was like very defiant when they were younger, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like now that they're an adult, they're like, oh, this
Wait a
is
minute.
interesting. This is
I just had a
interesting.
brilliant idea.
Oh, do tell.
All right. How do I phrase this? Listen here, kiddo. I know you're trying to keep up your image. Can make this really easy for you. You can present me as your edgy older boyfriend.
What?
You'll stand out from the crowd. And then you won't have to worry about looking bad.
Are you
I
saying?
What are you
don't
at
have to
about?
worry
She's
about
got a
being in
girlfriend. This
danger.
meeting is there, buddy. What are you?
Are you-
Stop that.
Are you saying this in
Nah,
front
nah,
of?
it's
Are you
edgy.
saying
It's
this in front
edgy.
of
It's
all of us?
No,
edgy.
quit that. I don't care if it's edgy.
No,
That's
it
messed
is
up.
not edgy. It is not edgy. It is not edgy by any
I
means. It's
immediately
edgy.
The entire party's just like, no,
Fail.
stop it.
No, absolutely not.
It should be very clear that my character has no idea what to be doing in a concert setting. Or with a teenage girl.
Oh my God! Stay. You have to stay home. You have to stay. You absolutely have to stay at the house.
All right, fine, jeez. I concede to the party.
I'm a criminal, but I'm like,
No.
got my
No.
phone ready to. No, absolutely not. Absolutely
Poor Cracky's
not.
like, what is happening?
We're about to like. We're all about to start rolling initiative, and it's.
Yeah, so Faye puts her hand on Kenny's shoulder and goes, "Darling, no. It would be bad. It would be weird. Just stay with me, okay? We'll keep an eye on them."
You're liable to explode.
You don't know that. Does it look like I have any guns on me? And she kind of flicks her jacket back, and you don't see a pistol, you don't see a shotgun or her hunting rifle on her. You don't know where
Wow.
they are.
Should we?
With-
Never mind.
Go ahead.
I forgot what I was gonna ask.
Okay. Okay, so eventually the group gets ready. You leave to go see No More Death Saves. And it is a heavy metal concert. It is loud. It is rowdy. It is awesomely fun. There is a little bit of a mosh pit going on kind of like towards the front that Z, after meeting up with Enya outside the gate, and you do see the very familiar, well, Vince, you would see, and anyone who looked at his Instagram links that he kept spamming everyone with, you would see the familiar light-skinned Furbolg female, also decked out in kind of similar attire. You do notice that this is very different than what she usually wears, like in the posts and things like that. She's usually dressed like very clean, very almost like a preppy look, but now she is just like full black attire, dark eye makeup. She looks very different, but you do recognize her. And so Z and Enya kind of like rush off into the crowd. Everybody just go ahead and make a real quick perception check for me.
Roger that.
17.
10.
17, 10. Oh, Vince.
I must do math.
18.
18.
I
BA
also almost-
25.
I almost forgot how to do math too.
I'm like,
I was
wait,
like
listen, I'm like,
staring at the numbers like, what is that? Is that 14? No, that's absolutely not 14.
I feel that.
I'm used to my other Kenny. I'm like, no, wait, hold on. My perception's different. So, what did I say? 24. Yes, 24.
Okay.
No, 25. Sorry, I can't math. 25.
Okay. So, kind of together as a group, you are all able to keep eyes on Z more or less most of the time. she'll occasionally just kind of like disappear into the crowd. But you do notice that Emiya, who is a little bit less used to having to dodge bodyguards and stay out of people's line of sight, and she's already like a little bit taller than most people her age. She's already standing at not quite 6 foot, but she is kind of pushing 6 foot. She will occasionally like call out for Z because she can't find her either, and then Z will like come back and be like, oh, come on, and then she'll just like try to drag her away from you guys. But luckily, between Emiya's unfamiliarity with trying to stay unseen, and your keen eyes, you are able to keep eyes on Z and Emiya for the entire concert. At which point, at the end of the concert, she does come and find you, and okay, so I know that I said it was just the concert, but Emiya found out about this really cool after party, and I really want to go to it, and if you say no, I will pitch a fit. So...
What? It's
yes?
really loud.
Oh, God.
She just like rolls her eyes
Just
and looks at the cooler
text-
people.
This is cool. What?
Do my elfie ears pick this up?
I mean, yeah. It was a loud concert, but at this point, people... And she... Obviously, you guys can come as long as, again, you act like you don't know me.
Who
just
are
be
you
cool.
again? I don't know you.
I really like you. You're awesome.
Thank you.
What's your handle? I'm gonna add you on social media. Like pulls out.
It's Booming Girl 28.
She just like types it in, and you feel your phone kind of like vibrate in your pocket as you get a friend request.
I accept.
Nice.
If she looks, she just sees like this amazing, like epic explosions of experiments on her
Love
page.
Love it.
Jasper will ask the following: who, what, where?
So the who is that guy over there, and she points to a guy that is kind of like standing. You can see him talking to another group of people. Looks to be about her age, like 15, 16, 17, somewhere around there.
That
Has
doesn't
like
look like a band.
has like
You know?
long, shaggy black hair that is kind of like cut at an angle. Appears to be a tiefling. Has very like pale ashen skin. But his horns, you can see, are kind of like dyed black as they're kind of like go along the top of his head and then come out at the back and like points. With a chain that connects from the back of the point up to his ear, up to his nose. So, but
Okay.
she points at him. She's like, that guy right there. We're gonna follow his car, and we're gonna go right now.
Okay. I give her the turn to Vince and say, does this guy look familiar from your research?
Did I come across him at all in any of my net searching?
Through your net searching, you weren't able to find him specifically. It appears to be just some random person that they met at the concert that told them about an after party. You can make a quick investigation check if you want to try to...
Snap a picture and do a reverse Google image search.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I'll do it. 23.
23. Looking him up, appears to be a very normal kid, appears to be very outwardly rebellious as opposed to Z and Emiya, who appear more like studious and normal and well-behaved, but have this very like rebellious kind of side. You see that he has a lot of posts where he's just kind of like going into areas that are abandoned or closed. You can see him just kind of being stereotypical rebellious teen.
Okay.
But appears to be a normal kid.
This kid's a poser.
Same thing.
I just like quickly spam out a bunch of links to everybody. Poser.
I think Jasper under his breath is like, all kids want to live the life, but
I somehow managed to get
Guarantee
Z's
if
phone at
they-
some point, and she gets the links too.
yeah. Jasper's like, all these kids want to live the life, but they would not survive the streets. of the West.
Nah, but like, yeah, I mean, I think if it's a thing that he knows about, it's probably okay.
So what do we think?
Why
I
not?
think I think that if we don't say yes, she'll just try to sneak out and go anyway.
Yeah, let's just do it.
I say this in front of her. Like at this point, it's like whatever. Like
mean,
I know your game.
Agreed.
I know your game, sweetie.
She looks like she's not even trying to hide that she wouldn't do that.
I say as long as we don't tell the boss, and we keep an eye out. I assume things should go right.
I mean,
Famous
our
last
job
one.
is to
Yeah,
keep
I'm
her
pretty sure as long
safe,
as
so-
nothing untoward happens, we'll be fine with in terms of standing with the boss. So
I think that we should like maybe agree with like, okay, we're gonna go for like 3 hours and then 3 hours max.
Fine. You guys are at least cooler than the last group I got stuck with. I'm gonna ride with Emiya though. One of you can ride with me.
Okay, who would you like to ride with you?
Not you. She just points at Vince.
But I drive real good.
Well, we already have a driver. We don't need two drivers.
Fine, I'll follow.
And this is why I brought a
Um,
motorcycle.
Given the interactions, she's gonna ask Jasper to probably come. She would ask Faye, but Faye drove her motorcycle here, so.
All right, I go with her.
All right. So on a caravan to this party, you eventually arrive. It appears to be held type of abandoned, where you kind of have to like pull back a chain link fence and all kind of crawl under it. But inside there is more heavy metal music. There's some lights that are kind of like set up to sync with the music. And for the next 3 hours, you all dance, you all have fun if you want. And then, is there anything you guys want to do during the 3 hours?
My one question: so in the car that we took,
Mhm.
I assume it's like a really nice luxury car. Like there's probably like bottled water in there.
Yes.
Jasper understands the scene and it's like, you drink from these and these.
And actually, she doesn't put up a fight with that. She just like takes it and is like, "This is not my first party. I know how things go."
I know, I understand that, but trust me when I say that even if you think you know how things go, they sometimes don't go that way. So take the bottled water.
And she just kind of nods and she'll take it. She doesn't really put up a fight on that one. So, but okay, so for the next 3 hours, you all enjoy the party as best you can, surrounded by rebellious, edgy, poser teenagers, thinking that they're all super cool. And then at the end of the 3 hours, you go to find Z. Everybody just make a real quick perception check.
I just imagine we pull up to this warehouse and there's like escalates and stuff outside. Like these are all poser kids.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I got a 17.
17?
You said
I
perception?
got
I also got a
9.
17.
I got a dirty 20.
Nice. Okay. So, as you start combing through the warehouse, looking for Z to get her and go, you all have kind of been like stationed at, I assume, at like the exits and things like that to just kind of keep an eye on things. But with like the heavy flow of people in and out, it's a little hard to remember all the faces except for Vince because he has keen mind. But as you all start looking for Z, you can't really find her at first. And then Emiya comes running up to you, Jasper, since you're the only one that she's really had any kind of real reaction with. And she just like grabs your hand and so I don't know who they were, but there were some people and they came and they grabbed her and they're leaving now. You have to follow them.
I take off immediately.
Wait.
I like round up. I just like kind of like signal to everyone and I just take off. I giving no explanation because there's no time to make for any explanations. I'm just going.
Quickly,
Okay.
I guess I do see her do the motion. I would probably go to the earring and go, "What's the matter?" So I gave you all earrings. So I have a
Oh yeah. Jasper says she's been taken. Somebody's trying to take her.
and I
Yeah,
message
Gurumi
him.
just starts booking it, which I move faster than the average person, so I probably, even if I was far enough away, catch up to them. Or to
Yeah.
Jasper and Enya at any rate.
Yeah.
In very little time.
What's your movement?
50?
Oh, that's
Oh yeah, you do.
amazing. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Monk!
Yeah. Yeah, monk. I forgot about that.
Battle of Monks.
Yes. All right. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
The unarmored movement speed.
The best.
All right. So all of you kind of rush together and exit. Grun, you are the first to leave, and you see what looks to be some type of humanoid figure who is currently like, you can see just these hands kind of grabbing Z and pulling her into a car as the door slams and then starts to pull away.
I hop upon my motorbike in pursuit.
So does
Nice.
Faye.
I go and get
Can
our
I-
car. I'm gonna pile into it real quick and let's see here. So for this, I'm probably gonna want to be good at stunt driving. So I'm also gonna go ahead and cast Enhance Ability Dexterity on myself.
Okay.
Would it be possible for me to take a dash action and get to the car right before it takes off?
I'll say yeah, you are able to get to the car, and so you like run up to the handle and it is locked.
Can I punch the glass?
Can-
Sure. Make an attack roll.
Can I run
I
up
have,
to the
like,
car and
no
slash the
strength.
tires? With my dagger?
Sure.
Oh, oops. That's cocked. Attack roll. I guess this would be unarmed. That's a 22.
At 22. All right. So running up to the door and quickly pulling on the, you just kind of like punch through the window and the glass shatters, and you can see Z in there, as well as a humanoid male figure with like this full bushy beard and a buzzed head with like some type of glasses on. But at that point, the car starts to pull away. Gromi, you can go ahead and make a well, see if you can catch one of the tires.
So that was a 19 on the attack roll on the tire.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, it's a tire. So, but you do kind of slash at the tire and you very quickly leave and the sound of like the metal hubcap hitting the ground. It looks like they are still trying to leave, but it's, I mean, it's not nearly as fast.
It's very hard to move with one less
Yes.
tire than you're expecting.
When
Yes.
Faye gets in within 8 feet of the car, she's going to take out her hunting rifle and take aim at one of the tires as well.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Not bad. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. So with the dirty 20, yeah, definitely able to hit a tire because again, it's a tire.
Okay, that would be a 10 piercing damage.
Okay. Yeah, so as one tire like gets slashed in the air, very quickly leaves, the other one pop noise as both back rear tires are now flat. The car hobbles as best as it can, kind of like around to the backside of the warehouse building, kind of like down one of the side streets, but it's very easy to follow. You probably don't even need to drive to get there. You could just
I'm just hanging
run.
on.
I can definitely just keep running.
Yeah.
I went to get our
Motorcycle
car, so
that I
I'm
was
already
sitting on.
coming back with our car either way.
The motorcycle I was sitting on, was that positioned in front of or behind the vehicle she got in?
It would have been behind.
Okay. Well, I carry on in pursuit then.
Okay. All right. So each one of you pursuing, some on foot, some by vehicle, follow the car around the side of the warehouse and follow it down this kind of like dirt cobblestone road that leads to what looks to be like a dock area. And following that road, you eventually do reach the docks that are kind of situated on the edge of the main road that flows to the east of the territories. And standing on the docks currently, by the time you get there, you guys notice the same male figure with like the full beard is currently like dragging Z, Jasper, and sorry, Jasper and Garoni, you guys notice that you guys are the first to notice that like there is a figure standing on the docks, and there appears to be some type of like boat tied to the docks currently. You notice what looks to be like a female figure with this kind of curled, mangled mess of like white hair, with a very like reddish tinted skin. Also appears to be tiefling, with large horns. Currently wearing a coat that is kind of fastened tightly around her waist. You do recognize this figure based on the stories and rumors that you have heard that this is the leader of the Degano family.
Okay. Does she see me?
Currently she doesn't really seem to be paying attention to anybody who might be trying to follow the vehicle. She's just paying attention to the vehicle.
I'm going to hide.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Yep. That is, hold on, math. I'm just gonna calculate it real quick. I can't do math. That's a 32.
Yeah, you hide very quickly behind the car so that even the man getting out of the car, kind of pulling Z behind him, doesn't notice you. And he kind of drags Z over to the dock, and you can hear...
Can I, with the reduced speed of their getaway vehicle and everything I did with our vehicle, can I actually swing that around to block their path to the boat?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
I imagine I would have arrived there before anybody, actually, because I was the first guy on a moving vehicle. I didn't take any actions.
Well, Vince was also on the vehicle. Well, and this is like a very tight-knit...
Oh, I thought he said he had to go get his car. I didn't realize. I apologize.
Yeah, so the motorcycle would have been parked that Vince was driving since you all arrived there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
16.
16? Okay, yeah, so...
Rolled a 3 and an 8.
Good.
Good job.
Yeah.
So as you kind of like swing the car around, you do actually kind of like block them a little bit, but the guy that is currently dragging Z just kind of like uses his shoulder and like rolls her over and rolls her on top of your car and kind of like pushes her off, and you see now that the man that kind of like runs up and grabs her and starts dragging her away towards the figure on the docks.
Yeah, I've continued pursuing straight at the docks. Like, from where I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll say by this point, like, everyone is kind of, like, gathered at the docks and can see Z currently being dragged towards the female tiefling figure standing on the docks that, again, you all recognize and assume is the Degano boss. At which point, she kind of looks at all of you and just says, "So I'm assuming that you're all the Machinis who are here to protect his daughter? I'm giving you a reassignment. Send him a message from me. Let him know that I will be open to negotiations, but if he doesn't get back to me in 12 hours, she's gonna be gone. Just like my son was, not by his hands, according to him."
Since I'm hidden, can I get a surprise round on her?
Well, okay, so we'll say for the purposes of this, because it is all like we only have like 40 minutes left. About this time, she kind of like snaps her fingers, and you see 4 or 5 figures kind of like make their way out from underneath the docks, start walking towards you guys. And she says, "Of course, I don't need all of you to deliver a message. Technically, only one. Boys, get them." And so we'll just go ahead and have everyone roll initiative. But yeah, you could have a surprise round, so go ahead and make an attack against her or one of the figures.
Okay, I'll roll my initiative first.
Okay.
That's 25.
Okay.
I got a 12, but I'm going to use one of my charges of Flash of Genius to boost that up to a 17.
Okay.
So Faye got a natural 20 to make it 34.
Nice.
Damn. And I've got a 21.
Damn.
Okay.
You have to love the alert feat.
I also have the alert feed, but I rolled early.
Okay.
I
And
got
then
7?
7. Okay.
Yeah, 7. I rolled super bad.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So, Jasper, go ahead and make your surprise round attack. Since
Yeah,
you are
I-
technically hidden.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll move you guys over to the battle map in just
Nat 20 to hit her. I'm specifically attacking her.
Okay.
So, oh my god, so this is, I've never played a character this high. I didn't realize I needed that many d6.
I play in that Sunday game I mentioned. I play a currently level 18 rogue who's an inquisitive, so I get an additional 3d6 on top of anything that I've got insightful fighting. I roll 12d6 every time I
It's-
sneak attack.
Very satisfying.
Yeah, I'm
Let me-
looking at
oh,
that
wait, let me
same
get
issue
my-
here.
okay.
Oof.
Let me see, hold on. I'm gonna get her with I need a d8. Oh, I should have been paying attention. Okay, it's 2d8 and 60. I'm just gonna roll the d6 twice.
Okay. I love the sound of dice.
Worry about it.
Okay, bear with me because math? Okay. 10, 22, 28, 34. I rolled a lot of 6s.
Nice.
40, 42, and then let me roll the d6 again. So 42, 48, 50, 52, 58, 62, 68 damage.
How much?
68.
Okay. Okay. So are you throwing like a dagger at her or shooting her with crossbow or
I'm sorry. I feel like I just now see the battle map. Since I'm hidden, I want to move in the shadows towards her.
Okay.
And get close.
Okay. So since
You can only move half speed and stay
That's-
hidden, unfortunately.
yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay, well, let me re-roll my 2d8. Then I'll just throw a dagger at her
Okay.
instead. So that's just
Okay.
2d8.
That's fine.
So that's minus 10 on what I said.
Okay, so 58.
Okay. 62. It's just still 68. I rolled 2 4s. on the
Okay.
d4s.
Okay. So kind of rushing forward and then throwing a dagger at her, it directly into the area between her abdomen and her chest, and you see her kind of like double over, and she just like grabs it and throws it out, and she points directly at you. She says, "That one dies first, or no one gets paid this week." So yeah. So now we'll start with the initiative, which Faye, you are first.
Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? So Faye takes out her hunting rifle again and takes aim at the big boss lady.
Okay.
And she's going to use a grit point to do a deadeye shot, which gives me
Okay.
advantage on the roll.
Okay.
Come on, kittens, give me luck. That is a natural 20.
Ooh.
Okay.
This is why I have kittens. These kittens are lucky, and if anybody says otherwise, yeah.
Kids are very lucky. I will agree with that.
Oh yeah, especially black cats.
Oh yes, 100%.
Okay, so that is, let's see, 7 math. Let's see, I get a plus 5. So let's see, that would be 12 plus 9 is 21 piercing damage.
Okay.
And she's going to take another shot. This one just a regular shot.
Okay.
It's fun when you get 3 attacks. Or, yeah, I get 3 attacks per action. So she takes another shot, and that's another natural 20.
Cats!
You guys are the best.
I guess we should have started this battle like maybe 10 minutes before end time. My God.
So let's see, 16 plus 5, that's 21 piercing damage. And she's gonna take another shot. Okay, that is a... Buddy, I can't see the dice. Let's see, that is 12 to hit with the third.
12? Okay, 12 misses.
And
but the first two just each hits her twice, like kind of right beneath the collarbone. You can see blood kind of starting to stain her kind of like light gray shirt that she has underneath her coat. And as you get ready to fire the third shot, she just like falls from the second, which causes you to miss. It just kind of like sails above her head. But hello, Kitty.
So cute.
Oh.
Salem down.
Aww.
Down, Salem.
Meow. So that's unfortunate for her. Okay. Jasper, you're up again.
Okay, I'm gonna bonus action. Let me see. What do I want to do? I'm gonna bonus action hide again.
Okay, behind the car.
Yeah, that is a 24
24 hits.
stealth. Oh, 24 stealth. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, 24 stealth.
Yeah, and so let me see. Hold on, sorry. That is a 18 to hit.
Okay. 18 misses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay then. That's really all I can do because I did my bonus action in my action.
Okay. All right. So next is actually all of their turn. So the boss Dagano is going to pull out what looks like some kind of flask and take a drink out of it. And you can see like some of her wounds start to heal up a little bit. And she kind of grabs Z by the arm. She's gonna make contested athletics. Oh Z, you tiny little child. Z kind of like kicks her, but she just kind of like bends down and picks her up over her shoulder, and carries her into the boat and just kind of like drops her. And you can see now that you guys are a little bit closer, there are 2 boats docked at the end, and she kind of throws her into one and hops in and starts readying the boat to leave. So that is going to take the rest of her actions to ready the boat.
I ask what type of boats these are.
I'm not a boat person, so I don't know.
Well, what would be their normal capacity? Are there like people below deck, or is it just like an above
No.
deck type boat?
They're like
Okay.
tiny
Like a fishing boat situation.
Yeah. You can assume that probably like four people could fit comfortably. You might be able to squeeze a 5th one on there if it's like pretty tight, but so they're not like very large or anything like that. But it looks like these are the boats that they used to get here. But with her movement, she's actually going to start pulling away from the dock. So she's not gone just yet, but she started pulling away. Okay, so let me make sure. Yes. So yeah. All right. So this guy, you all watch as these 4 humanoid figures surrounding the dock start walking towards you. And one by one, you see them take what looks to be some type of syringe and kind of like jab it into their arm. And you see their size start to like swell. And 2 of them turn into werewolf, and 2 of them turn into were-tiger. So this guy's gonna move.
Weird tiger.
25.
you all
don't
have
know
magic
anything about
weapons.
weretigers.
Yes, he can do 40 feet. So he's gonna go there, and gonna take an attack against you. That's a natural 1. That is a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
Um,
So you take. Oh, that's pretty good. You take 8 points of piercing
there's
damage.
something I've got that. Shoot, where is it? I saw it somewhere. I can't find. Nope. I thought I had something that gave me a bonus to my AC as a reaction, but I can't find it on my sheet.
Okay.
High levels of too much stuff.
I agree.
I do have a lot of
It's not
stuff.
bad. You only take 8 points of piercing damage. And this one is going to run 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, 40 and make an attack against Vince.
Very rude. Don't
Attack.
appreciate.
So bite misses, but the claws hit. I think 17 plus.
Yeah, Macy's only 15, so.
Okay. Okay, so you take 9 points of piercing damage. I'm sorry,
Okay.
slashing. And these guys are going to move 5, 15, 20. Yeah. So this one's going to make it to Kenny. And is going to do. That is a 24 to hit Kenny for the first hit with his claws. And the second one's a natural 20.
Oh joy.
Oh joy. Oh joy. Okay, so let's see. First attack, you take 7 points of slashing damage. Second attack, you take 15 points of slashing damage.
3 minus 7 minus, you said 15?
Yes.
All right.
This is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 40. Can't really get anywhere. Actually, I just noticed. Okay. Nope, never mind. Just kidding. So this was going to take the dash action and is actually going to move up next to Faye. And you guys notice as all this is happening, a fifth figure is kind of making their way out from underneath dock areas. Appears to be some type of gnoll-looking creature with a very fierce-looking flail. So he's going to move 5. Let's see. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, also going to dash 5 and 15.
I don't even know what a gnoll is.
30. A
Hyena.
gnoll
It's a hyena person.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
okay,
hyena.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you. That works for me. Now I know.
So that's he's gonna take the dash action and get right up next to you, and that is their turn. All right. Kenny, it's your turn.
I have not dismounted my motorcycle. I would like to ask if that gives me a movement bonus of any kind.
Yes.
Oh, please, do tell.
Good.
Shenanigans.
We'll just say the motorcycle speed is because it is kind of like a rocky cobblestone area, so to keep from flying off of it, but it'll its speed, I'll say 50 feet.
Oh, damn.
But in order to actually attack, you'd have to dismount. Because you don't have, I think in order to actually fight on a mount, you have to have some special feat for that.
You have to like
Mounted combat's a thing. Feats help, but you don't need it.
Okay, you don't need it, but
I cannot combine this with cunning action then. Which would be a bonus action because that's how cunning action works. Yeah, I'm planning shenanigans.
I'm no.
So my total
No.
movement would be 50 feet.
Yes.
Darn, that ruins my plan.
I think I can get to her on my next turn.
Don't worry, I have plans.
All right, well,
I'm
one way or
That's not
another,
going anywhere, I promise you.
I guess I would be moving at a disadvantage because these guys are all around us.
You're not going to be moving at disadvantage, but they reach.
They'll, attacks of opportunity.
Sorry, on my end, you had cut out on the last bit of what you said. I apologize.
Oh, you'll take attacks of opportunity if you. So no disadvantage or anything like that.
All right. I dismount on the opposite side of my motorcycle then.
Okay. So kind of using the motorcycle as a little bit of a barrier.
A little bit of cover, yes.
Yeah.
Not having ever dealt with mounts before, how do you handle that? Bonus action?
It takes half your movement speed in order to mount or dismount a creature.
Yeah, it's the same as basically prone.
Unless you have the
mounts
mounts of combatant feet, in which case it only costs 5 feet.
No, I sure don't. All right, so I dismount, but it does not count as a movement action.
So
it just takes up half your movement.
Yeah, it costs half your movement.
Okay.
So you still have the rest of your movement to spend if you want, but that's what it eats up.
Yep, gotcha. Well, that ruins that. In that case, I draw my snub-nosed revolver, my detective-style revolver.
Nice.
And I'm going for... Sorry, I can't quite see what the creature is immediately to the right of my character, but I
this
want
is
to
a
shoot that
weretiger.
in the face. Weretiger's getting shot in the face.
Do it!
He's the thing.
I whip out my 6-shooter, and I'm like, "You better not hurt this motorcycle. It's not insured." And now I'm gonna have to roll a lot of d6s. So give me a minute.
Okay, what
Actually,
was it? To hit?
It's only 66s.
Would you roll to hit?
What'd you roll to hit?
Oh, good point. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
And that being a ranged weapon with piercing damage. 17, 18, 19, 20. Dirty 20.
Yeah, that hits.
Awesome. Now roll damage. Sorry. And I've never used my snub nose before, so let me double check to make sure I'm doing that right. Nice. Bloop. That's a 2 and a 6. So 8.
Okay.
I need a better gun.
So
And that consumes 1 round of ammunition.
yes. So that's 8
Leaving me with
points.
5. Yep.
Okay. So, pulling out your gun, shooting it, as you kind of pull out your gun and shoot, it does kind of like dodge a little bit, so you just kind of like graze through its shoulder, but you do still do some damage. So.
Now I would like to duck behind my motorcycle for cover.
Okay.
And that will
All right.
conclude my turn.
Alrighty. Vince.
Okay, so I'm gonna first things first cast Fly on myself.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take to the air. I'm going to how far out is the boat?
The boat is about 15 feet at the end of the dock, and the dock itself is cut off from the picture, but in total it's about 40 feet.
Okay, so I do have 60 feet of movement. I will be taking an attack of opportunity from this lad here, but I'm going to go ahead and fly out towards the boat.
Okie dokie. Technically advantage because he's flanking. 18 to hit.
That'll hit. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to actually... No, I just cast a spell. I can't. Go for it.
Okay. Ooh, max damage. 10 points.
Alright, I take 10 points of damage. I'm going
Nice.
to fly as far out towards the boat as I can. I do have 60 feet of movement, so I will actually be 15 feet further from this, meaning I'm probably like right above it.
Okay.
And as part of that movement, I'm actually going to dive underneath the waves. I imagine I had my manta cloak up this whole time, so I now have a swim speed of 60 feet, as well as the ability to breathe underwater. Let me
Okay.
just make sure I actually maintained concentration on that real quick, though. I did. We're good. And now that I'm under the water, nobody can really see it, but a little like snake-like construct crawls down his arm, takes aim at the boat, and shoots at the visible motor of the boat under the water. This is my Force Ballista bonus action.
Okay.
Love it.
You love to see it.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's probably with disadvantage because you're shooting through the water.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of like a resistance.
And let me double check real quick as to what this uses. Like a ranged spell attack. Okay. That's going to be a 17 to hit it.
17.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a motor in water. I don't know what the AC of a boat motor would be.
I would say 15.
I mean, because it's made of,
rise.
it's meant to withstand like hitting things.
That's true.
That's pretty easy to get shit tangled up in there. These motors are not very robust typically.
Yeah. But you're not like tangling it. You're trying to like
Yeah.
pierce it.
So it should be easier.
So I'll say okay.
You need to hit a cylinder or a propeller
Okay.
or a shaft.
So what I'll say is on the fly. So that does hit. Go ahead and roll damage, but depending on the damage that you do, there might be an effect.
Okay.
Is what I'll say.
So it's going
Instead
to be
of tracking hit points of a motor, because for whatever reason, I didn't think that you guys were gonna vote.
Attack the boat.
24 points of force damage.
Okay,
Oh.
so 24 points of force damage. So I'll say with that, instead of tracking the damage points, you very, very easily like dent the propeller.
Mhm.
So it's struggling. It's struggling to move.
That's my action,
I'll
bonus
say-
action to
I'll say
move,
with
so that's my
24
turn.
I'll say with 24 points, it has like 10 foot slower movement speed. Okay.
This next turn is going to be even better.
Sneaky kobold. All right. Alrighty. So that brings us to Goromi.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my Step of the Wind and my Wings Unfurled thing, so now I have a disengaged fly.
Nice.
Oh, dragon.
Oh, you
So
love
you
Yep,
send a
I went for
dragon
the
class. I like
dragon
that.
aspect
We love
monk.
to see
Nice.
it.
Love it.
So the question is, can I dash while flying?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So then I could probably get right onto that boat, because I fly at 50, so I would dash for
have
100.
So let's
And
see.
I have a 100-foot fly speed now for this turn.
Okay. So let's see. 30 plus 60. Yeah, I mean it's within 100 feet because I'd say you can get like right up next to it because it's about 10 feet and the dock is 60. So the 30 foot to get to the dock and then 60 foot to go will put you at 90 feet. So you only have 10 feet left. Yeah, so that's on the boat. I can't do math. All right, cool. You're on the boat.
So I fly and land right on the boat.
Okay.
And since I think the dash is an action, means I don't have the action to attack. That's my turn. I think the dash is unless I can do an attack because the dash is my move. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So the dash is
Forever.
your action. So you spend your action in order to increase your movement.
Oh, okay.
Well, wait. Step of the
That's
wind.
what I thought. Okay.
Step of the wind is bonus action unless you do it as a
Yeah,
bonus.
Step of the Wind is
Yeah,
bonus.
Yep.
so you
Well,
still have
Step
your
of the
action.
Wind allows me to disengage. Oh,
think
I
it
guess
allows
I
you to
could
dash as
spend
well.
2 key points and use a disengage and a dash.
No, one or the other.
Yeah, because you only have one
No.
bonus action.
Okay. Right. Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
So I used my bonus action to disengage so I don't have to deal with attacks of opportunity, and then I dashed
Perfect. All right. So
with
you
my
guys
action.
watch as Kuromi kind of like almost like kneels down a tiny bit and like flexes her shoulders. Feel the tattooed wings on your shoulders suddenly come to life, and it's almost like it appears like spectral in appearance. You can kind of see through them a little bit, but they do look like they have like hard drawn lines as these wings just kind of like sprout out of her back, and she just like flies forward and kind of lands on the edge of the boat, causing it to like roll a bit. Okay, and then that brings us back to Fate's turn.
Okay. So she looks at the people, actually Kenny, since he's the only one. I'm going to be very sorry about what I'm going to do, but she pulls out one of her experimental bombs, and she looks to the were-tiger in front of her, and she's like, "This is gonna hurt a lot," and she immediately slams it into its mouth.
Okay.
And jumps back.
Okay. So it's one of the
How easy
bombs
is it to clean
that we
blood
had
off
like
of a
messaged
motorcycle?
about, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, your motorcycle might get a little melted.
That's worse than cleaning blood off it.
Okay.
It's not even your motorcycle.
This is the experimental one, not the one that I gave you.
This is the experimental one.
Okay. So since you're trying to like shove it down the creature's throat, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay. That is a 19.
19 is above their armor class. Yes. Okay. Okay. Roll a d100 for me.
Come on.
See what this.
That's a 95.
A 95. Okay.
Now I'm gonna need a plastic surgeon. Oh no.
Okay, so the way that you designed this bomb was made to basically melt metal. And the way that you found to make that happen was by mixing two chemicals together and then lighting them on fire. So it's a very like very difficult to kind of like figure out the trigger for. So what you do is as you pull it in, you release the pin as you pull back, which allows the two fluids to flow together. And it actually works according to plan because as you pull the end of the pin away from the grenade, it is covered with like a flint that sparks and then ignites this gas that is now pouring down this poor wound. Okay, so I need all the bad guys. I need Kenny and Jasper to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please. And Faye,
Thank God it's Dex.
as well.
My poor face.
You didn't need that face.
Hey!
That is an
Uh,
18.
18.
18.
Yes.
Yep, for me as well.
That's a 22 for me.
Okay. Okay, so all of you guys pass the dexterity saving throw. Let me just. That's 3 failures. And that's 4 failures. Okay. So, you guys watch as Faye shoves this strange-looking device into this creature's mouth and pulls back the pin. And knowing Faye from the rumors that you have heard from instinctively, you all just kind of like duck back as this wave of shrapnel and fire just bursts through this poor tiger, kind of like unhinging the jaw a little bit. Let me do.
Oh my god.
So unfortunately for him, he's still alive. But
Still alive, but not happy about it.
still
Is it
alive.
half damage because he
very
has half the
unhappy
teeth?
About it. Yeah. So let's see. Let me do some quick math.
They had an opportunity to use experimental stuff, she's going to use it.
So
No, that's fair.
Jing.
what is half of 27? 13?
13.
13.
So anyone who passed, which is all of you guys, take 13 fire damage and 7 piercing damage.
I'm gonna use evasion and take none.
Awesome.
There you go.
Rogues,
Well,
man.
That's how that's done.
Yeah, I'm
also
gonna go
have
with that as
evasion,
well.
so-
Well, evasion's always active on rogues and monks when they have it, so you don't even need to use it. It's just
Yeah.
there.
Oh, this poor tiger. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
So-
after that, seeing that he's still up, let's see, where is it? I think it's second wind, where I get my extra attack action.
Yeah.
That's it's not second wind. It's action surge.
Yeah, action surge.
Action surge. She's going to go, "Oh, you should be dead," and then she's going to pew pew.
Alright.
Tiger in front of her. And thank God I have the thing that does not allow them to do attacks of opportunity while I shoot. That is a math. That is a 21.
Yeah,
To
that
hit.
hits.
And that is a, let's see, +5. That is 16 piercing damage to his
Okay.
face.
Bang bang goes the
And then
splody insane
Is he
cat.
alive still?
Still alive.
I'm going to take my second attack and take another shot at him.
Okay.
He's having a bad day.
is,
Real bad day.
Let's see, 14 to hit.
Okay.
He chose the wrong mob boss to serve.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
So second hits as well.
Yes.
14? Okay. That is 11 piercing damage.
Okay.
And for the last hit, if he's still alive,
Hold on. Still alive, barely.
Wow.
she's gonna take another attack.
Okay.
That's a 14 again.
Yeah, that hits.
Faye, you just see her hands going across her gun, reloading. You don't even see it so fast, and she's just like, "What the heck is going on?" That is 16 points of piercing damage to him this time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, how do you want to do this?
For this last one, she's just like, you know what? She just puts the gun right to his chest and fires right where his heart is, just to make sure he's dead. And he's
Okay.
not suffering anymore.
Yeah. So after shoving a bomb into this poor creature's mouth, having it explode, and you can see like the bottom half of his jaw was basically just gone. And trying your hardest to put this creature out of his misery, very quickly, almost like an art form, you just quickly reload, shoot, reload, shoot, reload, shoot, and finally, the mercy of the gun drops him.
My favorite part of that description was like how you were trying to make us feel bad for the creature, and we don't. This
so
poor
sad.
creature, this poor tiger. It's like, no, this tiger was
so
actively
sad.
attacking us. No.
She has no regret.
Why won't you die?
A little bit of sympathy. She was hoping
Explosion.
he died
Kneecap.
instantly.
Kneecap. Chest.
Combobulate.
All right, Jasper.
Okay. I'm going to take a bonus action dash and move. I can move 80 feet. Will that get me to the boat, or will I still be a little bit out?
So that will get you 80. You can dash 80 feet.
Yeah,
That
because my
won't-
movement's 40.
Okay, so that won't get you to the boat.
Okay.
50 plus 30. That's 80. So you'll still be about 15 or 20 feet away from the boat, but you'll be closer.
Okay, that works. And I'll take whatever attacks of opportunity I need to.
Okay. So which one? Yeah, that makes the most sense. Okay. So, as you leave this knoll creature's area of attack, you hear like this like whipping noise as he's going to attack you with his flail. That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so he is going to hit with the flail of paralysis. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
That's not good damage.
No,
You take
it
10
is
bludgeoning
not.
damage.
Con saving throw 14. Ugh.
So as you start to run, you feel this pain hit your back as he hits you with a flail, and you just feel yourself suddenly lock up. So you are paralyzed until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll move
Which
myself
means he would have
back
only
then.
gotten to like here then.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it is now their turn. So this one's going to attack Kenny because Kenny's right there in front of him. That is going to be a 17. I'm sorry. But I can't do math. 23 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Okay, so 3 points of piercing damage and a 14 to hit.
A what?
A 14
14
to hit.
hit.
Second attack.
That hits.
Okay, so first attack is 3 piercing damage. Second attack is
Oh wait,
7.
no, I get to hold on. I get to add my dex to that. I put my base.
Okay.
So 14, no, that does not hit. That's a 16.
Okay, never
That's a
mind.
16 to hit. Sorry.
So just the 3 points of piercing damage.
And I'm sorry, how much damage did I take from that last? I take
You
9?
took 10.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this one is going to move forward. Both of the remaining werewolves are going to take attacks at Jasper, since the
Bring
boss
it on.
said, that is 17 to hit for the first hit.
Oh, that hits.
Okay, so the first attack is going to be 8 points of piercing damage. Second attack is 18 to hit, so that's going to be 3 points of piercing damage. That is going to be 17 to hit for the first attack of the second one.
Yep.
8 points of piercing damage, and wow, those are garbage rolls. Okay, neither one of those. So.
Okay.
And then this one's going to move up to Faye and is going to take his 3 attacks against her. That's a 4. That's not going to hit. That's another 4. I'm using another die now because that's ridiculous. Oh, that's better. All right, so 16 plus 9, so 25 to hit.
Yeah, that one hits.
Okay, so I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 19.
19. All right.
Yeah.
So nothing happens. You feel this bludgeoning kind of like hit into your shoulder a little bit, and so you do still take the damage, but no second effect.
How much damage do I take?
Sorry. That was 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay, that completes their turn. All right, Kenny, it's your turn.
Let's see here. Check the map real quick. I wish to, as a bonus action, use my cunning action to disengage.
Okay.
I'm getting out of here. I'm too squishy for this crap. Close combat is not my thing. I'm too squishy for this. This sucks. Let me see. So then I would like to take additional cover behind the car. My action will be to hide.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Sorry.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
There. You got it.
I kind of want to say don't even bother making a stealth check. Bad. Please make a stealth check.
Yes. Stealth
I know.
check is...
I'm hoping for that nat 1.
No, I rolled a 12, so I'm just doing math. 18.
18. Yeah, okay. You feel like you're hidden. All right.
Feel like I'm hidden? This does not
feel
bring
like
me comfort?
You feel like you're hidden. All right, Vince, you're up.
Okay, so since I'm underwater here and already fairly close, and I do have a 60-foot swim speed due to my cloak, I'm going to go ahead and swim up closer and cast Shatter on the engine now.
Okay.
I love it so much.
And cast it at 3rd level too. So that's going to be, has to make a Constitution saving throw DC 18. I don't think it can do that.
Hold on.
I think an engine has a Constitution.
Well, the engine doesn't, but the person that made it might
Well, I guess arguable.
more resilient.
What if it
It has
was made by one of
disadvantage
the
because
best
it's made
artificers in the
organic
land?
materials as well. So DC 18 with disadvantage.
Roll a nat
Oh.
So it doesn't resist?
In fact, it explodes.
I like it. Okay,
I
so that's
say
going to be
no.
24 points of thunder damage off of that.
Okay.
Is the engine still put together right now?
No, it is not. No,
All right,
it
good.
is
I'll
not.
take it.
It is so not.
It has turned to dust.
All of my dice are going to time out after this. Okay,
I'll
yes.
Alright, so having disabled the boat, I'll then use the rest of my movement to burst dramatically into the air with my fly still active. Take aim at the mob boss with my my little snake friend and shoot a force ballista at her.
Okay. So before you do that,
Mhm.
the engine does explode
Oh boy. Okay. Mhm.
from the damage. So I need you and I need Romy to make a dexterity saving throw.
I do have
Because
60-foot
you are
range on that. Bear in mind. I was not planning to get close.
Oh, I thought you like random. Okay.
Yeah.
How close are you to the motor?
Within 60 foot. So I would have probably done about
I
50
need
to be safe.
Romy to make a dexterity saving throw. And Zia needs to make one. Oh! Okay.
I got a 28 on my dex saving throw.
You're fine.
And you roll
Okay.
max, you have evasion,
that.
so you're safe.
I rolled a 19.
More than fine. Okay, so Z is going to take 13 points of fire damage.
Oh, we're screwed.
She'll be fine. I
She
got this.
got hurt.
Don't worry.
No, boss said can't have a single. She can't.
Nope,
have
don't worry. I got this. She'll be fine.
We can heal her. It'll be
Sorry.
fine.
Cure wounds, cure wounds, cure wounds.
I have 10 charges of it. She'll be fine.
Take this healing potion.
Okay, so the engine has exploded on this boat, which has blown off the back end. So the boat is very quickly sinking at this point.
Okay. So burst into the air, cloak unfurled behind me all dramatic like, taking aim and taking that shot.
Okay.
And that's going to be a 19 to hit again.
Yeah, that misses.
19 misses.
Yeah.
The boss.
Mhm.
Boss.
I think she's only been hit by nat 20s so far.
She's been hit by nat 20s and I think like that.
I don't like it because that takes away a bunch of my damage, but that'll end.
I'm so sorry.
Yep. And I am just staying in the air circling the ship.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, that's now that that's over with. Romy.
All right. Well, so I don't actually have fly unless I'm doing the step of the wind, so that's fun. But I think I'm beating the crap out of the boss lady since I'm, right here.
Okay.
So I get 2 attacks. And plus a bonus flurry. So let's start with one dagger.
What was that? Sorry, the connection kind of cut out.
Ooh, you lagged through all of that.
Yeah.
Still lagging.
Sorry.
I heard 20 something.
Alright, so
I hit.
21 on the second attack.
That hits.
Okay. So.
Uh-oh.
Nat 20.
Oh, I heard nat 20. That's what I got. I got nat 20. Okay. So how much damage was it for the first attack that hit? Because I did miss that.
It's 15.
Okay, 15.
Okay. 15 bullet damage on the. It was 13 on the dagger, 13 damage on the 21, and then 15 on the flurry, which was the crit.
Okay. Okay.
So 28 total.
All right. So, kind of beating the sense out of the boss, or what's left of the sense, since she has been hurt. I will say, so for the sake of time, because we have done combat, for the sake of time, I will say you can either, I'm gonna give you guys a choice, you can either save Z from the sinking ship and get her safely back to the car and escape, or you can try to take out the boss and her minions, but there will be a check to see if Z survives.
Saving Z.
Saving her.
My
My plan next turn was
Oh,
to
yeah,
ballista
like-
the boss away because his 10-foot move, and then grab Z and fly her off. So.
All right. Okay.
And maybe keeping the minions distracted until those two get to the car and go, and then she's going to jump on her motorcycle and just heal out.
Okay.
From my hidden position,
Yeah,
I'm
since
going to
I
shoot
can't
ankles so they
fly
can't make
with
chase.
Z, I was gonna
Okay.
hope he flew her out and then either
Yeah.
book after or do a parting shot and book after.
Yeah,
All right.
Jasper's gonna jump on the back of Faye's motorcycle.
All right. So each of you working together as a team, the time-sensitive importance of the mission as Z begins to drown, you do manage to save her, leaving behind survivors of the Dagano family, including the Dagano boss. Clearly, the situation that was caused by her son's death has not been resolved just yet, but you managed to stay off a very important death of the boss's daughter and probably saved your own lives in the process. So the rest of the weekend goes without much issue. Z does not want to go anywhere or do anything. She's a little bit more scared now. But you all take her back to her father, thanks you for your assistance in keeping her safe, and has made note of the Dagano action that was tried to take against his family. Those of you who are indebted to him, you are now free of your debt to live your lives. Those who work in his company or are contracted by him, he now knows you and may call upon you again. But that concludes this one shot for the charity stream on the Greater Restoration for the Trevor Project. So I want to say thank you to everybody who made it. Thank you to everybody who has watched and stuck around and enjoyed. And now I think I'm going to go into a little bit of like announcement type stuff, but we are going to head out and let the Greater Restoration team do their thing because they do an excellent job. So thank you to all of them. Thank you to my players, and thank you to you guys. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Bye!
And thank you.
Bye.
Wonderful game.
Bye, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.